Good morning. Welcome in. This update presented by Mercedes-Benz. Padres woes continue. They lose 9-4 yesterday to the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Yu Darvish scratched from his start due to illness. Reese Kinnear started in his place, and in spite of jumping out to a 3-0 lead, Padres would immediately give it back, eventually fall in the game. Again, final score 9-4. Two more against the Pirates before they head to Cincinnati, taking on the Reds over the weekend. Elsewhere in the NL West, everyone else won. Giants shut out the Blue Jays with a 3-0 win. Dodgers beat the Rockies 5-0. D-backs beat the Rays 8-4. Shohei Ohtani, he does it again. That dude's amazing. 10 strikeouts on the mound, 2 homers at the plate. Angels take down the White Sox 4-2. And in the NFL, running back Leonard Fournette is actually a free agent right now. He had a scary moment yesterday while driving. His SUV caught on fire. Fournette is fine, posting to Instagram after the fact. It's just one of those days. The brilliant EQ SUV from Mercedes-Benz with available digital light technology. It's so smart, even the headlamps are thinking the vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQE SUV.
Make them say,
nice.
Yeah, we're kicking it off like that. That's how we
Felt
do
that
it
in
here.
my plums.
You should have.
I
should have. It's Big Rich, Sheedy, and Fletch. Welcome in on a Wednesday morning. No Rich today. Rich was at a wedding yesterday, and then is he mysteriously ill? Is she just mysteriously missing?
I think he got drunk.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So we got a message late last night. He's like, you know what, guys? I'm out in L.A. I don't think I'm going to make it back in time.
No, hang on. The direct quote was, I'm going to be stuck in a villa.
Oh, yeah. that is the quote as you're using air quotes.
Stuck in a villa. Like, I've been in a villa like twice in my life.
Yeah.
Neither time did I feel stuck.
No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for sure. Well, Rich is there. He's probably fast asleep right now.
Oh, yeah. He's Betty Bye.
Yeah.
He's 10 toes up.
I'm jealous, though. God, I love going to weddings.
Weddings are fun. Yeah, my cousin just got engaged. That's going to be an awesome wedding. I love weddings.
Wait. When's that wedding?
It's probably in a while, but it literally got engaged last week.
Or are you going to Houston again for another bachelor party?
No, it's my cousin's the girl.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you're going to a bachelorette party. That's cool.
Maybe. I asked her if I could be a bridesmaid.
And she said you have to fit in the dress.
She just kind of laughed.
Oh. It doesn't sound promising. Doesn't sound promising. Well, where they live close by or where? No,
they're up in Marin area, Sonoma area.
Okay, that wouldn't be a bad little place to go.
No, it would be awesome.
Yeah, maybe you get stuck in a villa up there.
You know where else isn't a bad place to go?
Where's that?
The Blind Burro.
No, that is correct. That is correct.
Here's the deal. Like, the Padres season has been largely disappointing, but our Friday broadcasts with the Darren Smith Show and John and Jim have been largely awesome. Like, between the Blind Burro and Fair Play, we got two pretty awesome spots that have been hosting us out there on Fridays. I've been to a handful of them. You've been to a handful of them. They're a ton of fun to be at. Fair Play this weekend because the Padres will be in Cincinnati. But the Blind Burro, they're in the middle of some heated competition right now.
That's right. They are in the finals of a San Diego Magazine poll for best game day experience. We got to vote for him. I mean, everybody has to jump on and vote for him. In fact, can we put a link in
I'll put it up
on Twitter
right now.
It's a good call.
So I'll throw it in the YouTube comments as well.
So San Diego Magazine, we will throw a link up on Twitter and YouTube, but that's where you got to go to fill out this poll and vote for the Blind Burro for the best game day experience. Ryan over there at the Blind Burro, super awesome dude, always so nice to us, and the spread that they put on during these events is so fantastic. And literally feet away from Petco Park, there is not a better place to go watch a game during game day. There's no way. It's fantastic. So we got a lot going on today. The Padres, here we go again.
Dude,
now we're in a 3-game skid. Yeah, it sucks. And yesterday we were making light of things. We were joking about stuff, which I think you have to do mentally to try to keep pushing through with this team. But today I'm angry. I mean, there's so many emotions that go on with the Padres, being a Padre fan. And after the game, Manny Machado was asked by Kevin Acee if he had a minute to talk, and he just said, I don't have time.
I'm busy.
I'm busy. Walked away. Now we're going to
Yeah,
talk to
dude,
Kevin
that's
Acee. Yeah, dude, you're the captain of the team. You got to say something.
it's inexcusable in my mind. Like Fernando talked to Kevin, Bob Melvin, while delayed, did eventually hold a press conference, and it's bizarre when you see stuff like that from Manny Machado, who Peter Seidler tasked with being the leader of this team.
Yeah.
Like you don't extend a guy who's in an opt-out year, but you extend him and re-up on a crazy, crazy contract. Like Manny Machado is going to be here into his 40s.
Right.
You don't do that unless you think that this is the leader of your team. This is the person who is going to be able to, while all the Fernando stuff is going on, while different players are shuffling in and out over the next decade, Manny Machado is supposed to be the constant. And for him to ignore Kevin last night and really just turn the shoulder on him and say, I'm busy, I don't have time, it's inexcusable.
Yeah, it's
is what it
pretty.
is.
It's pretty rough. Well, we'll be talking with Kevin Acee coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, and we can ask him more about that and make sure that there wasn't any more to that statement. Like I don't have time. ... I have to go save a child from a burning building.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't have time. ... I have to go rescue a kitten from a tree.
That's a good point. Now, this is Big Rich TD and Fletch. We're not going to do the John and Jim thing where we just crap on Manny Machado for a full show. Look, they're very good at that. I listened to their wrap-up show last night. They are very, very good at that. If you want that, listen to John and Jim 3 to 6. Different show here. Translate what Manny Machado was actually saying.
Yeah.
70470. Start your message with team. And if you want to call, we can open up the phone lines for the first hour and a half of the show today or so. 844-570-1360. Get it off your chest what the Padres are doing, but I like that for the text line today.
Yeah.
Translate what Manny Machado was actually saying. Do you have the exact quote there on the rundown?
I don't have time.
I don't have time.
I don't have time. So I don't have time. ... What did Manny Machado mean? What did he have?
I gotta poop.
Exactly.
I don't have time, Kev. I'm running.
So we got to hear from you on the text line. But man, look, Padres now, they've dropped 3 in a row. They lose to a team that had won 1 of their last 12, I think. Now it's 2 of their last 13. It's unbelievable to me.
They had lost 12 of their last 13 games coming into yesterday. So they had won one of their last 13.
Okay. So now it's 2 of 14.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, it does.
Back-to-back series now. I mean, the Nationals are a bad baseball team. You lose 2 out of 3 to them after really the offense finally coming to life and seeing, oh, man, 23 runs in 2 games. Maybe this is something turning around here. And then you lose 2 in a row to the Nationals. And now you drop onto the Pirates. And it's like this was a stretch of games where if we had asked each other beforehand, which we've stopped doing because it just leads to disappointment, what does the record need to be in these 6 games between the Nationals and the Pirates?
Yeah.
I'd have said 5. You need 5 wins out of those 6 games.
Yeah.
Well, they're obviously not going to get that. But now you just need to win this series against the Pirates if you want to get back on track. And I say if you want to get back on track, because I'm not sure this team does.
Well,
you see quotes like that from Manny Machado. Like, is the clubhouse giving up? Maybe I'm reading too far into it, but man, this does not look like a team that's trying.
Well, and look, I understand if that's just the quote, that's it. From I don't have time. To me, that feels like there's no way I want to talk about this because I'm disgusted by what's going on. But something has to change. You got to do something. I mean, the division is probably lost at this point. I mean, it's probably lost. Now, there could be a number of things that happen. There could be a giant battle by the Padres. There could be just a breakdown from the Diamondbacks, the Giants, the Dodgers. All of these things would have to take place in order for the Padres to win the division. So you're probably looking at a wild card spot, which you're sitting 7.5 games out of right now. So the Dodgers have the final wild card spot. By the way, the Dodgers on pace for 91 wins if nothing changed.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, this is a tough road. This season, because of all the traffic ahead of you in this wild card spot, is going to be very, very tough. And the Padres need to string together wins. The crazy part is, I mean, over the next half of the season, because now that's what we're staring at, the Padres would have to go on a couple, maybe 3, 8, 9, 10 win runs to make this happen. This is a big hill that has to be climbed.
Yeah, and I'm really curious what this team looks like in a month, because a month from now, like, that's the trade deadline. Like, what can this team show you over the next 30 days that tells AJ Preller and Peter Seidler really specifically Peter Seidler, because AJ Preller's job is on the line here too. What can this team show you over the next 30 days that says don't tear this thing down? Because I do
Yeah.
honestly believe that it is irresponsible if the team keeps playing like this, not to trade some pieces who are playing really well for this team to try to get some talent to supplement for 2024, 2025. Because you're stuck with Manny Machado. You're stuck with Fernando Tatis Jr. You're stuck with Xander Bogaerts. To a larger part, Joe Musgrove, like those guys are going to be a part of your team moving forward, no matter what. But unfortunately, the guys playing really good baseball right now, Blake Snell, Josh Hader, Juan Soto, even though I don't think he would be a piece that would get moved, like it might be irresponsible not to move them. And I say you're stuck with Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Xander Bogaerts. Those guys are all stars.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be stuck with them. You should be like really, really glad you have them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, to this point in the season, it just hasn't been that.
Which I was going to say the exact same thing. Tough spot to be in when you said, "Oh, I'm stuck with Manny Machado. I'm stuck with Fernando
his
Tatis
numbers
Jr."
this year. Like you are kind of Fernando's a different case. He's largely been great.
Yeah, and you know what? Fernando is actually putting together a pretty good season here. In fact, he's I would say the number one Padre.
Yeah, him or Soto.
Soto, right? But man, oh man, it's tough to watch these. And you mentioned Blake Snell. Blake Snell could have started.
Yeah, he could have. I mean,
He
it
could
would
have
have
started.
It would have been quicker than he's been used to this year, and who knows if that throws off a rhythm. I am not super offended by that because it would have been 4 days rest, which yes, 10 years ago, that's normal baseball.
Okay.
It's just not normal baseball anymore. And it's not normal baseball for Blake Snell, who's been on a tear. I probably wouldn't have messed with him either. Now, would I have thrown Reese Kinnear out there? Probably not.
Right.
Like that's not the way I would have gone with it. But with the Blake Snell thing, like I understand he could have gone yesterday and that would have been really nice and he probably would have gotten the win.
Well, at this point, if the Padres would like to extend their season, if the Padres would not like to have the team decimated coming up at the trade deadline, every game should be looked at as a must win.
For sure.
And then especially against the Pirates. Come on. I mean, these are the games that you should go out and just dominate.
A couple of texts here that have come in early. 913 talking about John and Jim. Jim is scorched earth. Makes great radio, though. Don't disagree. 913. They're waiting to be mathematically eliminated from the postseason. They'll get so hot, probably win 20 in a row. That would be the ultimate San Diego thing, wouldn't it?
Without a doubt.
Like just
without a doubt.
Get eliminated from everything. The wild card race is out of reach, and then all of a sudden tear off 20 in a row with like your B team. Like they bring up a bunch of dudes from AAA to try to get them some work at the end of the year. 619, Manny, I don't have time. All my Rolexes are in the shop. Different 619 number. Sure. I don't have time. ... I need to get to hot yoga. Keep those coming in. That could get real fun here.
Yeah, no doubt. And all of those possibly accurate, which is a bummer. But you're right, man. And that
poop.
Yeah, exactly. And I have this massive fear of the Padres doing that ultimate Padre scenario of just being mathematically eliminated and the day after just go on a tear and crush my heart a little bit more because I cannot stop thinking about the way we all felt opening day. Yeah. I mean, the
day before opening day. Opening day was a loss.
Well, I know. The first two games were a loss, but even before that game started. I mean, we were so excited. I was so ready to go. I was oddly nervous, and now I guess I know why. Because
it's been a roller coaster, man, and it's been a roller coaster that has a lot of down.
Does it get any worse? I mean, have we hit rock bottom?
No.
So what's rock bottom? Somebody gets injured?
No, rock bottom is you get to the trade deadline and you have to reset a little bit. Rock bottom is the Padres front office is forced to make wholesale changes to this team. And now wholesale changes might just be a couple of guys moving on. But if you're talking about Josh Hader and Blake Snell, which are the two names that would make the most sense financially and what you can get in return to trade, like those are two pretty giant pieces of your team right now. Blake Snell has been your best pitcher this year. Josh Hader has been fantastic as a closer this year. Like that hurts in a big way. And that effectively means you're punting on 2023. And that effectively means the 3 million tickets that were sold for this year, based on the hope that this team was going to win a World Series this year.
Yeah.
Like you got some explaining to do to your fan base. I know a big talking point on the Darren Smith show yesterday was like, where the hell is AJ Preller? Like, why haven't we heard from him in a while? Peter Seidler, same thing. Like, where are these guys?
When was the last time we heard from Preller?
It's been forever.
I mean, I feel like it's been
Xander
years.
Bogaerts signing. Maybe opening day.
Yeah. Maybe that was. I don't remember opening day.
Opening
maybe
day,
Bogaerts.
I think he talked to Marty for a little bit.
Yeah, no, he's been super quiet. You know who's not quiet is Shohei Ohtani.
That dude's amazing.
What the heck,
man?
That
dude is incredible. And I don't know what the Padres would have to do to get him.
$600 million.
Now I'm kind of on board. Like, make it happen. Like, something with this lineup's not working. Maybe you can bring in Shohei Ohtani. Did you see what he did last night? 2 homers, 10 strikeouts.
It's insane. It's like a video game. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And look, the Angels won that one, obviously, but a lot of times they don't. A lot of times they don't. A lot of times you see these stats come up and you're like, wow, Shohei hits the cycle. They lose. Or Shohei, strikes out 15. They lose. He's definitely on the wrong team, which is also incredible because there is some talent on that team.
Oh, no. The Angels have had this Padres issue for a long time. The Angels have gone through this, man. They, for years, have had Mike Trout, one of the best players in baseball, perennial MVP, and they lose 70% of their games. It's wild what the Angels have done over the last decade.
They bring in a hot pool host who goes completely cold, and then as soon as he's off the team, it's hot again.
You know what I kept thinking about last night?
What's that?
And
was it Scorpio?
Look, no, it's not time to say this at all.
Schmanchez.
But you brought up his name, and this was just a something that was scratching at the back of my brain. But God, how much would it suck if Manny Machado turns into an Albert Pujols?
Oh, no.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. But just like this year, from what I've seen, like Albert Pujols signs with the Angels with that crazy contract that was like 15 years and then just tanked after being one of the best players in baseball for a decade.
That would be heartbreaking.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I just like, how much would that suck?
Ooh, man, oh man. We do have a stacked show today. We do have tickets to give away to Paramore. Paramore is going to be at Viejas Arena on July 16th. Go to livenation.com for tickets and info, or just keep listening for your chance to win. I believe we're going to do that within the next hour. Do a little sitcom rodeo.
I like that.
Yeah, because we got a stacked show. We're going to talk a little Rams with Michael Duarte out at NBC LA. Eric Williams will check in with the Seahawks. He works with Fox Sports. So a lot happened. And then Kevin Acey, like I mentioned, in the 8 o'clock hour. And what was I going to talk about here? I forgot what I was bringing up. Oh,
we can talk about Kevin.
We could talk about Kevin. No, you know what I was going to talk about? Netflix and the sub.
Oh,
so what the heck, Netflix?
Awkward.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's
everybody
totally
knows.
Too.
Oh, I think I'm going to watch. So the sub that went down to look at the Titanic. We've been talking about that for a week now, I guess. Obviously, a fatal ending there. Very, very tragic. Well, Netflix decided, you know what we should do? We should bring Titanic back to the playlist. Everybody wants to watch Titanic right now. I don't think they're wrong. I think this will do well for them.
Oh, it's going to dominate.
Yeah. This is going to be in the top 10 shows.
For sure.
Oh,
it's totally tasteless. Wow. It's totally shameless.
Yeah.
But it's going to work. And you're right. You're going to watch it. I guarantee you we're going to be clicking through Netflix this weekend and be like, oh, Titanic.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, it happens.
I want to see Jack hold on to a door and Rose not let him get on.
I don't think I've watched that movie since 97, 98, whenever it came out. I don't think maybe I've watched pieces of it, but I have not watched that.
There was a while where it probably still is. I just don't have cable anymore, where it was on TV at least 6 hours a day.
And you were tuning in?
I mean, every once in a while, yeah, you'd click over to it.
Is that your go-to like chick flick?
Is Titanic a chick flick? I don't know if it's a love story. I don't know if it's a chick flick.
I would say,
yeah. Heartbreaking movie, like with crazy giant set action pieces.
Yeah, it's a love story though.
That's totally, yeah.
I would say that's a chick flick.
Dark chick flick if it's a chick flick.
It's not a documentary.
When I think of chick flicks, I think of like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Is that your go-to chick flick?
Yes.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson, electric, man.
Electric. What is the most electric on-screen duo for you for a love story?
For a love story?
I know. I threw it out there. It was rough.
Probably them.
Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson?
Steamy.
Wow. What
Uh,
about Pretty Woman and what's the dude's name?
are you talking
Here.
Julie Andrews?
Julie Andrews is Mary Poppins.
I don't know. I've never
Julia
seen Pretty
Roberts.
Woman.
You've never seen Pretty Woman?
No,
How is that possible?
it was probably released 15 years before I was born.
Yeah, but it's a classic. How have you seen Titanic X amount of times and never Pretty Woman?
Gus called it.
What?
One only randomly tunes into the Titanic to try to catch the Kate Winslet scene. Not wrong.
That's true. That is true. So he can draw her like one of his French girls.
Gus also saying, "Don't bring in Otani. Nobody wants to see him suck." So that would be going along the line of logic, where everyone
Yeah.
who comes to San Diego immediately goes into the tank.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, that's the things you think but do not say, and he totally said it, and I thought the exact same thing.
Here's the deal: I would rather him come to San Diego and maybe not be as good than watch him go to Los Angeles and dominate for the next 10 years.
Oh no. That's the place you don't want him, right? That's the one place that you don't want to see Shohei go.
If he becomes a Dodger, like that's almost why I would want Peter Seidler to be all in on him so that he blocks him from going to the Dodgers.
Man, it's gonna take so much money. I mean, it is gonna take so much
And
money.
here's the other thing. So after next season, Juan Soto is going to be a free agent. Like, who's going to be in play for him? You know what I mean? Like, you're in this window right now. You're in this window that Peter Seidler and AJ Preller said was going to be winning. That's the window you're in right now, specifically for the next 2 years, because that's why you gave up so much to get Juan Soto, was for this year and next year. If this year's a waste, what does next year become? And are you going to be able to supplement enough around Manny, Soto, Tatis, Bogarts, and are you going to be able to get enough performance out of them that next year is going to be the World Series year? Because that's what you did when you went all in for Juan Soto. Was you were trying to make a World Series either this year or next year. And if this year is not going to be the one, next year damn well better be, because you have sold a lot of tickets, man. A lot of tickets to this fan base who is starving for something.
Well, you sold a lot of tickets because you sold a lot of hope, and you didn't sell it. Oh, I was going to say unwillingly. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. You didn't sell it without backing it up.
No,
I mean,
I
you put together a team that should go out and crush it, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. Everybody looks at the stats. Everybody looks at the names. Everybody looks at the past and goes, "Whoa, this lineup is insane. It's absolutely insane." What is a huge bummer and a heartbreaker is the fact that the Padres are stuck in this between a rock and a hard place. So which direction do you go? Which path do you choose? Do you break apart the team? Do you try to get as much as you can for what you can get rid of right now and then move forward in a different direction, maybe a little bit less expensive because you spent a lot of money and it didn't work? Or you go all in. You keep pushing forward and going, there's no way that these stats stay the way they do because this should be a winning combination. It breaks my heart to think, you know what we need to do? We need to trade off Soto, who is arguably the second best Padre right now offensively. Let's get rid of Snell. Let's get rid of Hader. All the guys who are making it happen for you. When you do get the wins, that's the ones you want to get rid of. And I understand the logic. It just breaks my heart.
I don't think Soto's going anywhere, even if they go completely in the tank between now and then, because that's really punting on 2024. The logic behind Blake Snell and Josh Hader is you're not going to have them for 24 anyway, so you might as well get as much as you can for them now. Like, the other thing is the Padres go on a little run here, man. Just show something, show some sort of fight that you can get back into this thing before the trade deadline. And then you don't have to worry about anyone losing their job.
Yeah.
Like, if they can show a modicum of fight before the trade deadline and get to within 4 games of the wild card, that last wild card spot, yeah, well, maybe then you'd go all in for the rest of this season, because all it takes is getting into the postseason.
Yeah. No,
That's all it takes.
You're right. You're right. And
But it doesn't feel like they're gonna.
No, they have to. I mean, they absolutely have to. So, maybe they come out today. All of a sudden, it's a different team. Tomorrow, it's a different story. It's a different feeling. It's a different outlook on life here, because that's what it has to be. Was a sad day in sports yesterday for a number of reasons. Look, we got to talk about it because, well, it hits close to home, and we'll do that next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. A sad day in sports yesterday for multiple reasons. We'll talk about it coming up next.
This update is presented by Mercedes-Benz. We'll begin here with the Padres. Their woes continue once again. They lose 9-4 to the Pirates yesterday in Pittsburgh. Yu Darvish scratched from his start yesterday due to illness. Reese Kinnear actually started in his place. Didn't do too hot, and in spite of jumping out to a 3-0 lead, Padres would immediately give it back, eventually fall 2 more against the Pirates before they head to Cincy to take on the Reds over the weekend. Elsewhere in the NL West, Giants shut out the Blue Jays with a 3-0 win. Dodgers beat the Rockies 5-0. D-backs take down the Rays 8-4. Shohei Ohtani, he did it again for the Angels. That dude's incredible. 10 strikeouts on the mound, 2 homers at the plate. Angels take down the White Sox 4-2. And in the NFL, running back Leonard Fournette, he had a scary moment yesterday while driving. His SUV actually caught on fire. Fournette is fine, posted to Instagram after the fact that it was just one of those days. I hope I don't have one of those days anytime soon. From the versatile EQB to the sublime EQS sedan, Mercedes-Benz makes electric extraordinary. The vehicles are all electric. The feeling, all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ. Nope.
No. It did not happen. It will be a short conversation, Darren. It'll be a short conversation. In fact, Marty, I don't see her yet, but when she comes in the newsroom, I feel like I want to track her down. Yeah,
I want to get her riled up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling as well.
I was listening to Darren's show yesterday for a little bit, and they've been having this conversation: turning point, rock bottom. Like, what's going to be the turning point? What's going to be rock bottom for this Padres team?
Yeah.
Like, if either of those actually ever happen, rock bottom may just be the season ends and they suck. But turning point could also be anytime, like one game maybe. But Marty
could be today.
I think it's like really broken Marty, because there's been times where this team tricks you a little bit. It's like, oh, maybe this is the turning point.
Right.
Like 23 runs in 2 days against the Giants and the Nationals.
Correct.
Like, oh, turning point. Here we go. Let's go on a run.
I feel like we have said, is this the turning point, about 20 times?
Yeah, Marty said it about 500 times.
Yeah.
So I would love to get Marty on today. Have you seen some of these texts?
No, I have not jumped over there.
They are hysterical. 913. I don't have time. I'm researching home remedies on my injury that I haven't told anyone about because I'm playing such bad baseball. Ooh, might be too close.
Ouch! Good Lord.
619. I got no time. My car guy is bringing my new Aston Martin for me to check out.
Wow. Unbelievable. Let's see here. Oh, the 619 wrote a little bit here. I may have to take a minute to
That's
read
a long
this one.
one.
Yeah, it's a long one. Yeah.
It's actually a topic we can get into later on. But
which we will. We will 619 because I see exactly what you're saying, and I don't disagree. I do not disagree. But yeah, keep these coming in. Manny Machado saying, I don't have time to speak to the media yesterday and had to just walk away. 70470. Start your message with the word team.
619. No time, Kev. I got to get home. I think I left out my caviar.
Also,
don't have time.
It's bad. It's bad when that happens.
949. I don't have time. I'm going to be a jerk to Marty Caswell like I have a history of doing.
Ooh, come on now. Come on.
Are texters turning on Manny?
Yeah, no kidding. Have you ever had caviar?
No.
Me either. Sarah, my wife, did eat it by mistake one time at a wedding.
I have a feeling it's one of those things that people eat because it's expensive, not because it tastes good.
Well, okay, that's what I would think as well. However, I wish Rich was here. I bet he's had caviar.
He's probably had caviar last night.
But he would say he loved it.
Yeah.
He says
loves
everything. Exactly. But I mean, everyone just says like, oh, it's salty. I go, I don't know. Do I want that? I don't know if that sounds good.
Text line. Is caviar good? 70470. Start your message with team.
So many things to talk about the text line. You mentioned it in your update. Leonard Fournette, his car catches on
Dude,
fire.
did you see the picture?
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah.
wasn't just a little fire.
No, no, they did get it out before it burned to the ground, but that one's totaled. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Have you ever had that happen to you?
no, actually my son did. My son's car pretty much burned like that, like almost to the ground. Yeah, it was not too long ago either. 6, 7 months ago.
Well, the
It was
Jeep
crazy.
started spitting steam out the front, but I
Yeah.
think that's just because I blew the radiator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's different entirely. This was literally a car fire. And look, it's gas, it's oil, it's there's a lot of flammable things there. So when these things catch fire, they can go real quick. Luckily, Leonard Fournette, okay, that's good. But he just said it's one of them days when his
Yeah, that's not just one of those days. That's a holy crap, my car burned. I almost died.
look, I'm sure he's insured. It was probably 70, $80,000 little SUV there. It was not cheap, but I'm sure insurance will take care of that. But very sad day yesterday. We got news from the NASCAR world. Jimmy Johnson's in-laws, a murder suicide out in Oklahoma. Gosh, this just absolutely destroys me. I mean, on so many levels. It wasn't just murder suicide it was the mother-in-law who apparently shot the father-in-law, but also their son,
Ugh.
11-year-old son. Yeah, so Jimmy Johnson, close to home here out of El Cajon. We can't go without mentioning it, even though I don't want to mention it, because our hearts go out to everyone in the Jimmy Johnson family, the NASCAR community, the sports community, and mental health, man. That's clearly where this is at, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And then in the NFL, former NFL quarterback, is it Ryan Malay?
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure.
don't know.
Mallet? I don't know.
He's out of New England, played out there. He's been a coach out in Arkansas for the past couple years. He was out swimming in Florida in the ocean, drowned. God, it's crazy. Absolutely astonishing.
So the Jimmy Johnson thing, he will not be racing this weekend.
No.
And then the Ryan Mallett thing, Tom Brady put out something yesterday, obviously heartbroken.
Yeah.
It's just, dude, too much going on in this world, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So very, very, very sad news there that we don't want to get into, but we got to. What's your point now, man?
9,000 flights canceled and delayed due to bad weather.
That's not good,
For 4th of
especially
July.
yeah, especially because AAA is saying this is going to be the busiest 4th of July weekend ever in history. 51 million Americans traveling around this weekend. I'm assuming that's partly because it lands on a Tuesday, which means a lot of people have Monday and Tuesday off. You got a 4-day weekend on an Independence Day weekend, and people want to get away, man. They want to get away, but 51 million people. If you are traveling anywhere this weekend, give yourself a little extra time. Just make sure that you don't get too angry because that can happen real quick. I know it happens to me.
It happens to me watching the Padres.
What?
I don't know. I'm
How
kind
can it not, man? How can it not?
kind of going back and forth on something about whether I should or shouldn't say it. I have it in the rundown for 7:00. It was another thing I was thinking last night with the Manny Machado Pujols thing. I don't even want to make that comparison because we got a long ways to go with that.
Yeah.
But there's something to do with the place that the Padres hold in San Diego right now that makes this a little extra disappointing.
You know what's odd? I had not seen you written or wrote anything on the rundown, and we hadn't spoken. And I was driving in today and thought the exact same thing. Of should I? Can we talk about it? Rip the Band-Aid off. Look, this is the only major sports team we have. This is it. I'm assuming this is where you're going with this.
Yeah, mine is just the whole sequence of events that have led to this.
Right.
This Padres team. Like, so the Chargers leave town, and that sucks, and that is heartbreaking. You're literally tearing a part of this city out of family history, of guys going to tailgates with their grandpas back 40 years ago, and then taking their kids to tailgates at the old Q or Jack Murphy or San Diego Stadium, whatever you want to call it. But that is history of this city, and you tore that piece out. So the Padres, very smartly, and whether it was by luck, good fortune, great scouting, whatever it was, they get this young superstar, Fernando Tatis Jr., right? And it was via a trade for a pitcher that wasn't really doing anything for you. You kind of stumbled into Fernando, but that's a young superstar. And that's someone that everybody in baseball would have wanted to get, and you got him. And all of a sudden, the San Diego Padres are something that you got to take seriously.
Mhm.
And Peter Seidler capitalizes on that by buying out Ron Fowler and taking control of the team and saying, I'm not doing this the way Padres have done this in the past. I'm going to build this team by spending a lot and getting some of the biggest talent in the world of Major League Baseball in the door here because we are the only show in town. And if we do this, San Diego will reciprocate. And what did San Diego do? Reciprocated. There has been more sellouts this year than any year in the history of Petco Park. They are going to smash every record. And this is the product you're getting on the field.
Yeah.
That's the part of me that is just puke, dude. San Diego has responded. They've done everything for this team.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do agree with that. And I mean, it wasn't just Peter Seidler looks at it and goes, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this together. We're going to bring the city together. All of that happened was a redemption of the fact that you have now lost the Chargers, that piece was ripped from you. So you looked at this going, you know what? That's fine. I don't need the Chargers because I'm looking at the Padres going, this is my team. This is where I back. This is where I put all my heart and soul into because this team is going to be awesome. Look at this lineup. Look how amazing it's going to be. Yeah. So yeah, when you say look at the product you're getting out there on the field, I don't know if it's, I mean, I do not believe that it's anything that's been done purposely.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
no, Peter wanted to win, dude. Peter
no.
wants to win a World Series.
No, I'm talking about the players. Peter, wants to win without a doubt. I don't believe that the players are out there going, yeah, I mean, I probably could do more, but I'm not. I think that they are so far in their heads that they don't know how to turn it around. And I don't know if there is any way to turn it around without a change of setting, without a movement of pieces. I don't know if there is. There is such a mental block that's going on in this team that it seems impossible that it could even happen.
And on top of everything else they're dealing with, like personally not playing well, personally not putting up the stats that you're dealing or that you're accustomed to putting up, aside from the fact that it's like personally, none of these guys are going to make an all-star game. As a team, this would be considered the biggest letdown in Major League Baseball history if this team doesn't perform.
It almost feels like it would be the biggest letdown in sports history.
I don't know about that. There'd be a lot to go through, but it'd be huge.
Pretty big. It is pretty big.
I mean, it's inexcusable.
I mean,
what it is.
The lineup is so stacked. It is so huge that it just seems so impossible that it couldn't be a victorious team.
951. I don't have time. I'm researching how do I get ringworm. Not the worst strategy.
You know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
The whole team. 619. I don't have time. I need to fix the home run chain, the swag chain. It stopped spinning. It has stopped spinning for real, dude. I don't think the Padres have hit a grand slam this year. That's gross. 619. This is all some really dark news. How about some Aztecs positivity talk? You know, I had a conversation with John Schaefer yesterday. He was in studio early. They were testing out some things in here. And I was talking to him about the Aztecs and about Pac-12, Mountain West, Big 12, all these different things. And like this Friday is the deadline before the Mountain West would jack San Diego State's exit fee from the Mountain West to $34-something million.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation I had with John was like, really, it feels like this is just a negotiation now. Like the Mountain West isn't going to piss off San Diego State. The San Diego State isn't really going to piss off the Mountain West here because they know that San Diego State's probably on their way out the door.
Right.
So for future relationship's sake, for future games interconferencely, they're going to want to keep each other kind of happy. So even if that $34 million price tag is on there, who knows how long over time you have to pay that? Who knows how much that $34 million is actually going to be? And when you get your first check from whatever conference you land with, it probably is going to take care of the $34 million.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so. But look, I mean, there's not anything that's going to change here until we hear of a media deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Pac-12 Media Day is coming up within the next month, so they're going to want to have something wrapped up before then, so they have something to announce. Then.
Right.
I would imagine things are going to start moving here a little bit. We'll probably hear about something within the next month. And again, I don't know anything from the San Diego San Diego stateside. This is all speculation. Sorry.
You right there, man?
No,
It's that white monster coming up.
it really is. 949. I don't have time. I'm working on what will be next for Next Level Fat Guy Stuff Tuesday.
Yeah, which I wonder what it's gonna be. The tacos were a pretty solid
Those were
entry.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited for?
Oh, not caviar though. I don't want
No.
think I could do it. The 661, by the way, on the text line says caviar is pretty good. I would not eat it on the reg though. My wife puts together a yummy caviar sampler with crackers and other stuff to go on top for special occasions. I don't know. I don't even know where I'd buy
What, is
caviar.
it fish eggs?
It's it's fish eggs.
I'm sure you can get it at Costco.
Wait,
Costco has
what's
everything.
snail? Oh, escargot.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
Yeah, I'm out on that too.
Unless you fry them. Anything fried is good.
I'm good. I don't need that either. I don't need it fried. I don't need
anything
it
fried is
unfried.
good.
A snail? I caught a toad yesterday, by the way.
You should fry it.
I didn't. I let him go. He peed on me though.
Speaking of pee, my God, we're taking care of this Chowini at our house right now.
Yeah, which you sent pictures. He looks a little alien-like, but I feel like I'd like to meet him.
She
She
is alien-like.
Okay.
She's very sweet dog. Great personality. Pees on everything and is ugly as sin.
That goes really, really bad if you're trying to get a dog and talk Kindle into letting you have
No,
one.
you know what? I'm out on a dog at this apartment. Like if we get a bigger place with a little bit of a yard, I'm in on a dog. And especially if we can get a puppy and I can train the puppy
Right.
like maybe stay in certain parts of the house
Yeah.
and not wander onto carpeted areas. Apple. But yeah, I'm in on the dog thing, just maybe not in this apartment.
Why does the dog want to pee on everything?
Dude, I have been so diligent with taking this dog out to, I don't know, grassy areas where you think it'd be really nice to pee, but this dog doesn't, and it just wants to pee inside.
Sweet. That's fantastic news. Also some bad news. Ryan Seacrest has taken yet another job from us, probably the only job we may have been qualified to do.
Us?
Yeah. Yeah. The only, I'm telling you, it's our qualification list is not great, but we'll talk about it coming up next. Big Rich Eating Fletch. I'm hurt. I'm disgusted. Ryan Seacrest has taken another job away from us. We'll explain coming up next. Yeah. We got a pair of Paramore tickets to give away, by the way, at Viejas Arena. They're playing on July 16th. Go to livenation.com for tickets and info, or just keep listening for your chance to win. We're doing that with a little sitcom rodeo coming up here in less than 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes. We'll do that. So keep listening.
Richie's gone.
Rich is gone. Rich is, he was at a wedding yesterday, and then he texted us and said, guys, I'm not going to make it tomorrow. I'm stuck at a villa.
Well, there's more to so Monday he let me know he was going to be at a wedding on Tuesday night, and I was like, oh, cool. So you taking Wednesday off? He's like, no, I'll be there Wednesday.
Right. And yesterday on his way out, he's like, I got to get to this wedding. I'm like, hey, you here tomorrow? Yeah. No problem.
No worries. We're driving home same night. It'll be fine.
Yeah, all's good.
Last night, 8 o'clock, 8:15.
Yeah, I would say about
we
that.
get a text that's guys stuck in a villa in Palo Square.
I'm stuck in a villa.
I'm not gonna be able to make the show tomorrow. Which, dude, it's fine. Like, believe me, weddings.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm in.
Do you, bro?
Yeah,
get
absolutely,
crunk.
Absolutely.
But maybe text at 2 o'clock would have been nice.
Well, maybe he probably didn't know.
Maybe just take the day off. Ahead of time.
I guess at 8 o'clock last night, the realization set in of we are not getting out of here. So maybe he thought he was going to leave early.
On Twitter right now.
You're giving on Twitter.
Just on Twitter right now. Maybe tweet at Ornberger. You hungover? Question mark.
They're just giving a lot of instructions to all the listeners.
I would love Rich to just wake up at 9:15, maybe on the verge of puking. Just 50 tweets that say at Ornberger, good morning.
Yeah, I would like
you hungover.
I would like that as well. Look, Pat Sajak a couple weeks ago gave his 52-week notice and said, I will no longer be the host of Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to hang it up.
Have so much money.
Right. But I mean, not a hard gig, asking people to spin a wheel, asking if there's when people ask for a letter and he has to say, yeah, there's 3 of those, or no, sorry, no peas. Not going to happen. So Pat Sajak stepping down, and they said, who will be his replacement? Or people were asking, who would the replacement be? A lot of people wanted Vanna White to step in and have her as the host. Well, Ryan Seacrest is the guy. He is going to be the host of Wheel of Fortune for the next, I'm sure, several decades, because that has to be a good gig.
$15 million a year. That's what Pat Sajak was reportedly earning. Who knows? Is Ryan Seacrest more? Maybe, but
probably.
You know who else was throwing their hat in the ring for that job?
Who was that?
Stephen A. Smith.
No way.
He wanted it.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I would have liked that a lot.
That would have been awesome.
I would have liked that a lot.
Okay. Look.
Stephen A. Smith as a sports commentator, take it or leave it. Some of his takes are great. Some of them are a little off the wall.
Right.
Not the best NFL talker.
No.
Really good when he talks about the NBA. Really good when he talks about boxing. NFL, sometimes he forgets what teams players are on, whatever. But Stephen A. Smith as the host of Wheel of Fortune would have given you some moments.
I get that. Oh man, his facial expressions alone, I'd tune in for. That's a bummer. I would have liked that one a lot. Vanna White, by the way, apparently has lawyered up because she hasn't had a pay raise in 18 years.
Jeez.
Yeah. So depending on what they signed Ryan Seacrest for, they may have to give a little more to Vanna White.
I think
they would. I'm sure she is. I mean, that's also not a hard gig.
Well, I'm pretty sure you only film 5 weeks a year.
Yeah, they film them all in big chunks, several a day. They're doing a lot of wardrobe changes because they have to look like it's a different day every time. Also on the text line from the 619, yes, I work for Costco. We sell caviar. So we could do Next Level Fat Guy caviar because we could go to Costco.
I would imagine caviar is too good for you.
What? Too good for me?
Too healthy for you. I don't think it's a high enough caloric intake to qualify for Next Level Fat Guy stuff.
I'm sure of that, but we've done lower calorie stuff, have we not? I can't think of it.
Name one.
I can't think of it.
Pretty much everything we've eaten has been a heart attack waiting to attack.
From the 913, talking about Manny Machado, talking to Kevin Acey. I don't have time. I'm in line at Jack in the Box drive-thru since I chose that over McDonald's, which is much faster. By the way, Taco Bell reopened. Maybe we can do a Travis DoorDash time trial for Taco Bell now. I feel like we should try that.
Taco Bell?
I don't know. This is news to me.
I hope it reopened.
I know.
Dude.
Let me see. I'm going to go to Maps and see if it shows open.
That was a frequent stop after Bar Cart Friday.
Oh, look, I am down with some Taco Bell at any moment, really. At any moment. But when that one closed, I thought it was closed forever, so my heart was totally broken. Where are we here? I don't know. We're gonna do a little more research on this Taco Bell because we may have to take a trip over there. Also,
619. I don't have time. I'm stuck in a villa.
that one hits close to home. 619 hits close to home. More on the Padres. Have we hit rock bottom? And we got Paramore tickets with Sitcom Rodeo coming up next on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Hour 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Mercedes-Benz. Padres, they continue to struggle, losing 9-4 to the Pirates yesterday in Pittsburgh. Yu Darvish scratched pregame from his start due to illness. Steven Wilson actually headed to the 15-day IL. Reese Kinnear would start in Darvish's place. In spite of jumping out to a 3-0 lead, Padres would immediately give that back, eventually fall. Final score 9-4. Two more against the Pirates before they head over to Cincinnati to take on the Reds over the weekend. Elsewhere in the NL West, Giants shut out the Blue Jays with a 3-0 win. Dodgers beat the Rockies 5-0. D-backs take down the Rays 8-4. Shohei Ohtani, that dude on fire. He does it again for the Angels. 10 strikeouts on the mound, 2 homers at the plate. Angels beat the White Sox 4-2. The fully electric EQS sedan from Mercedes-Benz is innovation on a magnificent scale, available with the epic 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQS.
Yeah, man. Make him say, no Rich Ornberger today. He's stuck in a villa, as I use air quotes, out in Los Angeles area.
Palos Verdes.
Ooh, that sounds very nice.
Which I Googled, one of the wealthiest places in all of America.
It's a good place to be, man. Everybody's got to be somewhere. Stuck in a villa in Palos Verdes. This sounds pretty good.
The fact that he used the word stuck, like, say the roles were reversed.
Okay.
Say I was up in Palos Verdes at a wedding. I told you guys I was going to be back for the Wednesday show, but I realized at 8:00 that, you know what? This wedding is too dope. Not leaving. I would not be saying stuck in a villa. I would be texting you guys saying, hey, I know you'll understand. I got this badass villa for the night. I'm staying.
Yeah, we would understand. Yeah, I would understand that. I also, you have a different headphone setup. Well, this week, I feel like. Yeah, so you have a ear, what do you call that? The earbud.
Remember the iPod Nano?
Yeah.
These were those headphones.
From the Nano?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
From like 4th grade.
Yeah, you've kept those a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we have one of them dangling, and I keep thinking it's an earring.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like the Barry Bonds earring.
Yeah, you should get a Barry Bonds earring. It looks really good on you. Really good on you.
Did you hear what I read in that update?
I missed it.
This Mercedes-Benz read that I've been doing.
Okay.
There's a 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen in one of their new cars.
Wait, what?
The
Mercedes
EQS sedan from Mercedes. 56. That's a TV.
56-inch screen?
It says 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen. I had to read it twice to make sure I didn't do it wrong.
Okay, yeah, we'll offer a massive 56-inch. Hey, man, this thing came out. Oh, wow. It's the whole dashboard. It's the entire dashboard.
Look it up. I want to see it.
Look at that thing. Can you see it? I mean, it's like from one side of the car to the other. So it's 56-inch, not like diagonal like a television. It's 56-inch from one side of the car to the other.
And so the whole thing is a touchscreen.
Apparently, the whole thing is a touchscreen. I'm maybe not what your gauges are, but I mean, it looks like you have a touchscreen over by the air vents. I mean, it's absolutely huge. Wow, what an incredible looking car. We should get one of those.
We should.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Oh, you know what? Man, yeah, it's like a full-on TV screen because it changes and it looks like wood grain.
I wonder if when you're in park, you can get like YouTube TV or something.
Oh, and just be immersed in it?
Yeah.
I don't know. We need a Mercedes here. If somebody can drop off a Mercedes, what is it? A EQ something?
EQS sedan.
I'm joking. I don't want anybody to bring in a Mercedes.
No, I think I would like one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it may happen. We have some pretty cool listeners. They may bring it by and be like, hey, take it for a drive. I did have that happen one time. A while back working in radio, somebody drove in a brand new Mercedes-Benz, like a Roadster. And I was out there looking at it. He's like, you want to drive it? I'm like, sure. So we just drove it around for a while. It was very fun, very fun. Unlike watching the Padres, which has not been fun. Almost I don't know. I mean, I guess half the time they're winning, but I wouldn't say half the time it's a fun watch.
Well, they're 5 games under 500 right now.
Yes, that is correct.
They've only been at 6 games under 500 once this season.
Cool.
I believe that's what Kevin AC wrote last night. I'll double check the article.
Cool.
But this is just getting worse, and it's not like it's bad. It's real bad right now. And this,
Yeah.
if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season that buyers, sellers would even be a conversation we would be having as we head up to the trade deadline, I'd have told you to F off.
Yeah,
Like, there's no chance. This
yeah,
team is too
crazy.
good. They're going to coast into the postseason. That's honestly what I thought would happen. I was like, after the first series against the Rockies, remember they lost the first 2 games at home?
Yep.
And I was like, no, don't worry about it. Like, this team is going to be fine. They don't even have to play that well right now because they're just going to coast to the postseason because there's too much talent on this team not to.
Well, unfortunately, I think that's what the team thought as well.
Yep.
And that's where we're at with this. And you start to get so far down on a slide that you can't figure out how to stop it. You can't figure out how to get out of it. I predict they win the next 2. That's my prediction. Yeah, I know it seems crazy, but I predict they win the next 2, and then they may lose the next 2. But yeah. And look, because it's what for whatever reason, man, this just keeps getting dragged along to where you keep having a little bit of hope, and then that hope just gets smashed.
Do you remember last week when we talked to Kevin? We had him on the video stream. This is actually the little clip I posted on TikTok and Instagram. Big Rich TD Fletch all across all platforms, by the way. But
Nice shameless plug.
Thank you. Kevin AC said they either just need to suck or they either need to turn it around and start playing really good so that they can tell the front office what to do at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna suck, just suck all the way.
Well, it's kind of the breakup scenario of like, man, if you're gonna let me go. Just break up with me. Let's move on. Let's figure out what the future is gonna look like. But at the moment, you keep giving me these little glimpses of hope, these little glimpses of, oh, wait, this could happen. This could turn around, and it's just not happening. And it actually may. There may be a second half of this season that absolutely blows the doors off because all of these superstars on this team have the potential to play out of their mind. But the problem is potential is just a word until it's actually realized. So, I mean, the problem is you can look back, you can see the stats, you can go mathematically, there's no way this continues, yet somehow it does.
It just keeps continuing. Now, I do wonder if they can right the ship at all over the next 30 days. Like, these next 30 days are going to be so crucial, not just to this season, but to the next, 5 seasons, because a lot of decisions need to be made, and they need to be made now. In fact, AJ Preller's job probably depends on the next 30 days. And I know that's wild to say, knowing how many years he's put in here, but all these years he's put in here, he's produced a winning season once. That was last year in a full season. The COVID season, he also produced a winning season.
Yeah.
But AJ Preller, his job, his livelihood, his future in Major League Baseball is on the line over the next 30 days.
And so is Bob Melvin's.
And you know who it comes down on? Neither of those two guys.
No.
Because they've done their job. Well, Bob, to a lesser extent, probably, depending on how you look at this. But this is the players. This is specifically Manny Machado, the captain of this team, the leader of this team, appointed by Peter Seidler to be the one who is kind of the steady hand at the ship, who last night said, I don't have time, to Kevin Acee.
Yeah,
and walked away.
And after the game, Bob Melvin talked about the Pirates, saying that they just had more spirit than our team. And that's rough because that's kind of what we've been saying for so long here as well of, where's the fight in this team? And here comes the fight right now in studio. Right now. Don't say it. Whoa.
Get her on mic.
Yeah, she's getting on mic right now. You can jump right here if you want. Where are you going,
Yeah,
Marty?
Marty,
Let's talk Padres. Is everything good with the Padres, Marty? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk Pat Sajak and Wheel of Fortune?
Mark, 5 minutes.
What?
Ask her for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay, she'll come back. She says she'll come back. She says she does not want to talk about the Padres.
She's lying. She's not coming back.
She's not coming back. I've heard it before, Marty. Wow. I thought she was coming in here to chat with us.
I thought she was that fired up about last night that she wanted to come in and she couldn't wait for noon o'clock.
No.
She wanted to start it now.
No, she came in just to steal a chair.
I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm very sad as well. Hey, we need some callers on the line because we do have Paramore tickets. They're going to be at Viejas Arena July 16th. You can go to livenation.com for tickets and info or call right now 844-570-1360 if you'd like to win a pair. Play a little sitcom rodeo. It's a fun game. It's a fun game sweeping the nation here.
In fact, I don't really have time to answer the phone, so next person that calls, I'm just going to let on.
Well, okay. All right. Here we go. The phone lines are lighting up as we speak, so it should be. This is always fun when it's not screened beforehand. It's good times. But yeah, we'll get Marty in here somehow. We'll coax her in. Maybe we'll have to make breakfast tacos again, but we'll do something. Oh, there's the music right there. The game show begins, and we do have a caller on the line. All I see is unknown caller. Who are we talking to?
John.
John, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well. Hey, look, man. Do you know how sitcom rodeo works?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll give you a quick explanation as well, but we're going to play you a clip, at least 8 seconds of a television show. I do have to say it's not necessarily a sitcom. We have been scolded by that before because some of the shows we play are just shows, but it's fine. We'll play you at least 8 seconds. You have to tell us what show that came from. And if you get 3 out of 5 right, you win, man. And what you win today are Paramore tickets. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right. So here we go, John. What's up?
We might need 30 seconds.
What happened?
Something weird's happening.
Is the computer breaking down?
The Adobe Audition is not responding. Hang on.
Uh-oh. Hang on, John. We're having technical difficulties.
We're going to stall. John, you a Padres fan?
More of an Aztecs fan.
Attaboy.
Yeah, there we go. We go. Yeah. What? Where'd you like to see him go? You want to see him go to the Pac-12?
Yeah, I take the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Over the Mountain West for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they've outgrown the Mountain West, right? I mean, that's good news. But yeah. I mean, look, you're right. You're right. Anywhere they can go at this point, I think it's a good move for them. Are we still working on audition here? Oh, we're gonna sidestep audition. Wow. This is amazing. We have not done this, especially we are richless today. So there's a lot of things happening. But here we go, John. Here's your clip number 1. That was a strong comedy show in the 90s, John. Do you know the name of that TV show?
In Living Color.
Yeah! Oh, we can't play that. Oh, that's a bummer. Very nice, John. You go up 1-0. You got to get 2 more here, and you're winning those Paramore tickets. Oh, wait. Ben just cursed off air, thankfully, as the machine not working again. Hang on, John. Well, you got it? Okay, here's number 2. Yeah. Well, there must be some magic clue behind these gentle walls. That's it came on every Friday. It was a show. Did I do that? You know which one that is, John? Why? Ben's giving
That
me
gives
the
it
look.
away.
Look, I know we're having some technical difficulties. I'm trying to help John out here. I know.
I would say Full House.
You were close, man. You're close. I think it came on right after Full House, and it was Family Matters. Yeah, 1-1. No big deal. No big deal. Well, we got another one queued up for you here. Listen to this one, John. Wow. This was actually one of my favorite shows in the early 2000s, John. If you know this one, I'll actually be surprised. I feel like this one's a tricky one.
Is it the OC?
Oh my gosh, John! Yeah! Wow. Are you a big OC fan, John?
No, that was a complete stab in the dark.
Wow, you nailed it, buddy. Oh, that's incredible.
Is that the one Clooney was on?
No. That was ER.
Rachel Bilson.
Yes, who's been in the news lately for a lot of great reasons.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to have such a big crush on her.
Well,
What'd she do?
I'll explain off air. It's great. Anyways, John, you're up 2-1. You get 1 more. You're winning these Paramore tickets. Here is clip number 4. That was my wife's favorite show. just pointing out, there's my wife's favorite show. And it sounds a lot like another theme song, which may trip you up here, John. But do you know what theme song come or that it's from what show?
I could not even tell you.
Yeah, Party of Five. Party of
Oh
Five.
my God.
Yeah, I know. That was a deep cut. You should give him a classic here. He's 2-2. He's got to get one more.
I mean, if I don't know it, it's probably a classic, right?
How do you not know these? That one I could see, but here we go. Here's your final clip, John. Man, you don't know that one, Ben? How do you not know that one? Oh my gosh, that show ran for like 12 years, I think. It was a long time. John, do you know what show that comes from?
All in the Family?
A mustache, mustache. If you only had a mustache.
That's right. We unfortunately cannot play your winner music, John, but you did win yourself a pair of tickets to go see Paramore at Viejas Arena on July 16th. Everybody else is going to livenation.com for tickets and info, but you, my friend, you are going. How you feeling, buddy?
Great. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you, John. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for playing. Hang on the line there. Ben will get your info, and we'll make sure you get those tickets.
Dude, I am mad at this computer.
Dude, that's going to be a full restart, which may be a 10-minute project.
I can't restart it. There's a lot going on that computer, man.
I understand. I've been there. That is a bummer to hear. Well, that's cool, man. I always like it when Hey, wait, now it's working? It just didn't want a sitcom rodeo?
We're going to see if it's really working.
Hang on. Okay, big test. A lot of clicking. Wait, what are you typing? Hanging on to see if the computer works now. I don't think it's working. Okay, yeah.
Hang on.
It's just going to randomly start playing sound, by the way. Okay. All right. I don't think it's happening. Little update on the biggest battle fight ever in the history of time, which they say it will be the billionaire battle. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. His mom yesterday, Elon Musk's mom, said it's not happening. There's no way.
Yeah, but there's odds. Like you can bet on this now.
Yeah, well, it's happening.
Does a 75-year-old lady really have any impact on whether or not Elon Musk gets in a boxing ring?
No. You know what she said yesterday is she thought, you know what they should do is just there's 3 questions and whoever gives the funniest answer on Twitter wins. It's boring.
That's dumb. No,
totally
I want to see them like get each other bloody.
Actually box. Well, now Elon Musk is releasing pictures and footage of him fighting his trainer actually a popular podcaster. I thought he was training with him. Yeah, it was a training sesh. Lex Fridman. I don't know who that is.
Friedman.
Yeah, that guy. He's slamming him to the ground. Who's Lex Friedman? Podcaster?
He interviews a bunch of like famous actors. He just did a big long interview with Matthew McConaughey.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I know the name, but I've never listened to this podcast ever in our life. They do have the breakdown, by the way, the stats, tail of the tape. Zuckerberg 39, Musk 51, Zuckerberg 5'7", Musk 6'2". I mean, he's going to have a much bigger reach on him. The weight of Zuckerberg 145, Musk 230.
Elon Musk is 6'2".
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have thought that either.
I'm thinking 5'10".
Like your height.
No, I'm taller than him.
At 6'2"?
I don't think he's 6'2", man.
Wait.
I don't know if I'm taller than him, but I don't think he's 6'2".
Hold on.
And I'm not 5'10".
Wow. Zuckerberg, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu trained, and Musk apparently karate, taekwondo, and judo. Does that help in any manner?
No. I don't look. This thing is dumb. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. Like, this is not going to be an entertaining fight. I promise you. They are going to get tired quickly. They are not going to be able. They're not good punchers, probably. Like, this is not. There's people that fight for a living, and you know why when you see them fighting. These two guys don't fight for a living. They use their brains for a living. It's going to be dumb.
Right.
That being said, it is going to make the most money of any pay-per-view event in the history of all time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're saying $1 billion, and it's going to smash records.
And
But
it's going to be on my television that night because I'm going to pay to watch it.
1,000,000%, and it looks like you're going to watch it for $100. By the way, that looks like the
I'm
going
going
rate.
to Travis's house so he can pay for it, and I will sit there and maybe make him a tri-tip.
That's fine. I am so in on this. This is the one fight that I have been waiting for. This is fantastic. You don't think they're going to be good fighters?
No,
they're both trained.
No, that's going to suck.
They're going to fight well. It's going to be a scrappy fight. There may not be blood. Does there have to be blood in order for it to be a good fight?
There should be blood.
There will be blood.
I don't know, like you could watch the UFC this weekend. I don't know who's fighting. It might be a great card. I haven't looked at it yet, but you can watch the UFC any given Saturday, or sometimes they do Wednesday cards. And I promise you it would be 10 times better than Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, who are nerds.
I mean, yes, as far as actual
nerds don't belong in the boxing ring.
Actual technical fighting, yes. I agree with you. I do agree with you.
Like,
However,
I showed you guys Conor, like a highlight reel montage of Conor McGregor's knockouts.
Oh,
like
no,
the
I get
precision, the force that he like exhibits when he's fighting. These guys are not going to have that. I promise you that.
I get it. I understand all of it. I fully understand it. However,
I'd rather see Jake Paul fight. He's actually talented.
Wow. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like that is a little much, but
No,
I think this is going to be
right on
entertaining. I think it's going to be entertaining.
Now, Dana White's involved makes me feel a lot better because he's going to make an event out of it. He knows how to make things entertaining, even when it's going to be a lesser product.
Well, okay, so this is obviously going to be the top biller of whatever this card is. I mean, this is going to be the fight.
Now, are they saying it's going to be an MMA fight or is it going to be boxing?
I don't know the answer to that.
If Dana's involved, it's probably MMA.
MMA, I would say that. I mean, what they're classically trained in, as I'm using air quotes again, I've used those a lot today.
If you want to make it cool, no protective gear. I don't want the little soft helmet thing that guys wear in sparring sessions. Like, if you want to make it cool, actually get out there. Okay, you know what else I was thinking about with this?
What's that?
And it's not that far-fetched.
Okay.
What if this is like their metaverse avatars fighting? Not actually
No way.
Like, what if this is them teaming up and this trying to get a bunch of publicity to launch Tesla Book or something, like some new tech company that's going to be metaverse, like their full avatars launched into a totally online place.
That just made my heart sink.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, because that could be, but I don't think it is. I think that they're both weird enough that they thought, you know what we should do is fight each other. I mean, but in
if you're a multi-billionaire,
okay,
like, why are you wasting your time with something like this?
I don't know. Why not? You're a multi-billionaire. Why?
I would be on a yacht paying you and Rich to open up Coors Lights for me.
Did you see Alan Jackson's yacht, by the way?
No.
Oh my goodness. Like you got to look this thing up.
The country music singer?
Yeah. It's called the Hull Billy, and it is awesome. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. And the dude, it was like a $70 million boat. I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely insane. It's old school wood accents everywhere. I mean, it's mind-blowing.
I mean, it looks like a boat.
I think it's sweet, man. I'll take that all day long. It
looks
like
I'm not saying I wouldn't take it, but it's like you see a lot more big luxury.
No, that's perfect.
Yachts.
That's perfect. Do you ever watch yacht building on YouTube?
No, dude. I watched Below Deck.
What?
The reality show.
You should watch because it's also incredible.
It is a cool boat.
Yeah,
but I was when you were hyping it up, I was thinking you were like talking about one of the mega yachts that has like a full. Yeah, Alan Jackson's rich as hell.
He's not buying a $500 million yacht.
I mean, yes, this just looks like something you'd catch marlins with.
No
which
way.
Is still cool.
No way. It's way better than that.
The whole Billy.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. Hey, we've been doing this the past couple weeks now, trying to check in with every NFL team around the league here. So we will continue to do that coming up here in the next segment. We're going to be talking with Michael Duarte out of LA. We'll check in on the Rams. But here at Big Rich, TD and Fletch, we have a new favorite place to go.
Favorite steakhouse in San Diego. It's called the Remy. It's in Mission Valley. The RemySD.com is where you want to go if you want to get reservations. I'm doing this. I'm counting down the days, man.
Yeah.
I got a party of 8. We're going over to the Remy on a Saturday night. We're going to do everything: cocktails, steaks, appetizers. I want that mac and cheese. I've been dreaming about that mac and cheese ever since we had it.
The mac and cheese that came with the what was it? The Cowboy Porterhouse? Is that what it was? Oh,
No, it was the cowboy ribeye.
oh, the ribeye.
Bone
Oh
in.
my god. Yeah. Gosh, that was so. And you know what? There was not one item that was not fantastic. A fine dining experience. They offer an incredible menu featuring premium American Wagyu meat cuts, seafood, crafted cocktails, both new and old world wines, contemporary American classics with Western grit and a modern twist. And that's a perfect way to put it because the setting is phenomenal.
I'm going to do my best, Big Rich, here to try to tell you about the cows, Travis.
Okay.
The
All
cows, it's grass-fed American Wagyu. So
Okay.
the way they do this is they take the bulls
right
from Japan, the Wagyu bulls, and they mix them with the cows.
They mix them, yes,
from New Jersey.
Yeah,
by mixing, we mean mating.
Yeah, they let them meet.
And then the product of this meeting is this beautiful American Wagyu meat, the beef from Whitefish, Montana. The range is family-owned, operated by fifth-generation ranchers, raising the very finest of American Wagyu. If you go to the Remy, there's actually a portrait on the wall, a picture that was taken from this ranch in Whitefish, Montana, of our guy Frank the Tank, who owns and operates the Remy, as well as his son Kingsley, as they are riding through the ranch in Whitefish, Montana on their horses.
Yeah. And don't forget the cocktails, man. Was it Ken? Is that our guy there?
Ken's our guy, dude.
Yeah, dude, there's something special about grabbing that chunk of ice, breaking off a semi-square, and then shaping it into the perfect square to go in your glass and put that Remy stamp right on top as the drink's being made.
You had the Hotel Nacional. Rich had the duck hunt. I had an old fashioned to start, and then I moved on to the Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Rich had a paper plane, which at one point he made for us in studio.
Yeah.
But the paper plane Ken made was way better.
Way better, as well as the espresso martinis that we
Frank
had
gave
a
us like
couple of
3 of those.
Yeah, not a bad time there. Also, their extensive wine list, vintage bottles, they provide something for everyone and every occasion. The place is phenomenal. Bring your friends, bring your family, lunch, dinner, private dining, do it all. You're not going to want to miss it. Bring everyone you know. Book your reservation at theremysd.com. That's theremysd.com. You will not be disappointed. Let's check in with the Rams with Michael Duarte, NBCLA, coming up next. We're checking in with the Rams preseason activities with Michael Duarte from NBCLA coming up next.
This update is presented by Mercedes-Benz. We will start off here with the Padres, who their woes continue. They continue to struggle, losing yesterday 9-4 to the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Yu Darvish scratched from the start due to illness. Reese Kinnear actually ended up starting in his place, and Steven Wilson was sent down to the 15-day IL. In spite of jumping out to that 3-0 lead, Padres would immediately give it back. They eventually fall 9-4. Two more against the Pirates before they head to Cincinnati to take on the Reds over the weekend. But that guy, Shohei Ohtani, man, he does it again for the Angels. 10 strikeouts on the mound. 2 homers at the plate. Angels beat the White Sox 4-2. The fully electric EQS sedan from the Mercedes-Benz is innovation on a magnificent scale, available with the epic 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQS.
Big Rich TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Rich out today as he's stuck at a villa out in, I don't know, an undisclosed location out in Los Angeles.
Stuck in a villa.
Yeah.
Still can't get over that, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Also,
it's okay. You just have better things to do than hang out with me and Trav.
Well, I mean, being stuck at a villa, definitely better things to do.
I'm not saying I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Also, 4th of July weekend. This weekend, the Big Bay Boom, California's largest July 4th fireworks display. You can watch it from various locations around the San Diego Bay and listen for the soundtrack simulcast on 101.5 KGB FM starting at 9 p.m. It's brought to you by the San Diego Air and Space Museum and Superstar Car Wash, which I'm a card-carrying member. Superstar Car Wash. I'm going there today. Maybe I'll talk Big Bay Boom with them after I get my car cleaned.
Oh, you and your car washes, man. You really are the ultimate dad.
What?
But with that,
what do you mean?
Bring on our guy, Michael Duarte, up in LA, covering the Rams, covering the Dodgers, does a little bit of everything with NBC LA. Michael, how you doing this morning? Thank you so much for the time.
I'm good, guys. Good morning. I wish I was stuck in a villa as well. Unfortunately,
no doubt.
House.
Michael, I apologize. I was looking at the phone line. I didn't see it lit up. I forgot you were going to be on the stream. And you're nice and clear, man. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's excellent. You know, it's the power of technology nowadays. Unfortunately, I moved to a place that doesn't get very good cell phone signal. I need to put a request in to put a tower right outside my front door. But so for now, we go through Wi-Fi, and it's been actually sounding kind of better on most of these hits.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. But with the Rams, man, we've been checking in with teams here, and now we're looking at the Rams. Matt Stafford, is he back to full health again?
Yeah, we just spoke to him a few days ago. He looks good. He's actually been throwing, doing a little off-season throwing program. He's ready to play in training camp and throw the ball. This was a far cry from last year, guys, when he had to do a little surgical procedure, a procedure on his shoulder, on his right throwing shoulder, that allowed him to have a lot of pain and discomfort, and therefore he was unable to throw at all in the preseason. He didn't throw a pass basically until right before the regular season began, and that didn't play well. Obviously, when you brought in some new receivers like Allen Robinson, not having a connection, not even being able to receive a pass from Matthew Stafford can be very difficult with a quarterback wide receiver connection. And then when you had an offensive line that was as brittle as a 3-month-old bar of soap, not protecting him, he obviously had a lot of injuries, concussions. Obviously, the spinal contusion ended up just shutting it down around week 12 last year, which is around the same time we saw, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, everybody else shut it down, and then the Rams season went off the rails. So I think with Matthew Stafford healthy, this team has a chance. Obviously, injuries and health is going to be key and crucial for this team because they lost a lot of veterans in the offseason.
Aaron Donald's an interesting case now because after the Super Bowl, it was kind of rumored that he would retire. Then Sean McVay did the whole big run it back behind him during the Super Bowl parade. And then he comes back last year, and last year, largely, the Rams may have been the most disappointing team in the NFL last year. But going into this year, where's Aaron Donald's mindset at? Is he ready to get back and become the wrecking ball that he's always been in the NFL? Like, is he fully on board with playing this whole season and not thinking about the retirement thing till maybe after the year?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ben. And I thought that Aaron Donald's retirement talk was posturing. I never thought he would actually retire for a second. He had just won his first Super Bowl. He was dominant. He was at the peak of his powers. I know he used his children as an excuse, but this is one of the highest paid defensive players in the NFL. He can charter a private jet and fly to his kids whenever he'd like. And honestly, it was his own doing that his kids moved back to Pittsburgh instead of LA after the divorce with his wife. who was the mother of his first two children. So, a lot of that was his own doing. I thought this was look, I just won you a Super Bowl. It's time for me to be paid like the highest NFL player, defensive player in the league, and rightfully so. Obviously, a lot of guys, Cooper Kupp, who won the MVP in the Super Bowl, wanted a pay raise. Matthew Stafford got a pay bump. All these guys got paid. And unfortunately, when you have that mantra, the Les Snead mantra, F them picks, you are now seeing the byproduct of the F them picks strategy come forward full circle. You F them picks, you trade for stars, you have to pay these guys, you have to let the other ones go. And when it's time to pay the piper, you're in a situation like the Rams are going into this season where they lost something in the offseason, including an entire starting lineup of players. Brandon Powell, their special teams player, their punt returner and wide receiver gone. Allen Robinson obviously gone. Ashawn Robinson. Bobby Wagner goes back to Seattle. Greg Gaines, who was huge in that Super Bowl, as was Leonard Floyd, both gone. David Edwards, your starting guard, gone. David Long, Jalen Ramsey, Troy Hill, Taylor Rapp, Nick Scott, including your punter and kicker, all gone. So they lost a lot of guys in the offseason, and now they're trying, Les Snead's trying to piece this together with an island of misfit toys, rookies, late round draft picks, because they didn't have the first round picks we just talked about. Veteran guys returning like Sony Michel, and a guy like Brett Rippon. So they're trying to piecemeal this together, but it's all going to be dependent on health and depth. And that's what you see happening when you have a team like this and when you have to pay the piper like this.
Yeah, not a first round pick. Second round, though, they pick up Steve Avila. I mean, for the offensive line, you talked about that being a key component here to wins. How important is he to this offensive line?
Yeah, and so to me, Travis, this is the key for the Rams season, having a shot maybe at a wild card spot. I don't think they're going to be able to catch the 49ers in the NFC West. I think they'll be better than the Cardinals. I think they have a chance of being there with the Seahawks. We'll see. I think the Seahawks obviously found something last year, and what a great trade that was, sending away Russell Wilson and getting the 4 picks back and the players they got back. But this team has a chance, if they stay healthy with the star power around them, to be pretty good. But health is dependent on it. And to me, it all starts with the offensive line. Now, Joe Noteboom, who's been injury prone in his young career, he was re-signed, one of the few players that re-signed with the Rams. He's now the left tackle, heir incumbent to Andrew Whitworth's throne. He has to be healthy. Steve Avila, as we just mentioned, first round draft pick out of TCU, I believe. He's going to be your starting left guard. Brian Allen's back at center. You re-signed Coleman Shelton. You have Logan Bruce, a guy they drafted last year, and he got hurt. I think he tore his ACL in the preseason, so he was out all last season. And then obviously a veteran in Rob Havenstein. So to me, you have absolutely less depth than you had last year at the offensive line and on defense. So it's all dependent on if that offensive line can stay healthy. The year they went to the Super Bowl, for the most part, they were together. They started the most games together. So if they can stay healthy again and that core can stay together and keep Matthew Stafford upright, they have a puncher's chance. And to go back to Ben's point about Aaron Donald, which I was talking about with all the departures, Aaron Donald's committed and he's still going to be a stud, but offenses are going to triple team him and scheme against him this year because there's no Greg Gaines, there's no Leonard Floyd, there's no Bobby Wagner on that defensive line that's going to scare you. There's no Von Miller like there was in that Super Bowl run. So, that's what the Rams always needed on the defensive line at the linebacker position, to be able to free up Aaron Donald and let him beat his matchups one-on-one, because he'll always beat his matchups one-on-one. But now on defense, outside of Aaron Donald, I don't think your casual and single starter on the Rams this year. You're piecemealing it together with a lot of young guys, a lot of draft picks. A guy like Michael Hecht, who showed some promise last year, he played in Canada in the Canadian Football League before he's playing here. So this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, and it's going to be an interesting experiment to see if these guys can put it together, especially so many young guys.
A little out of left field, but Mike Florio was on with Rich Eisen last week talking about the San Francisco 49ers quarterback situation between Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, Sam Darnold. And then it kind of got into the Rams quarterback situation as well, where he said there is potential where after this season, the 49ers and the Rams could end up in a bidding war between Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay to get Kirk Cousins. Are the Rams going to be done with Matthew Stafford after this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think they're going to be in a bidding war for Kirk Cousins. I saw that same thing, Ben. So I saw Mike Florio's point. I think the only way you see that happening is if the Rams feel like they, are close to being back to top league, potential for playoffs again. Right now, I see kind of one of two things happening with the season, and that is either if you stay healthy and luck is on your side, you have a chance to play for a wild card spot, and I think you exceed that 6.5 win total that Vegas has them at right now. But if not, if the offensive line gets hurt, if guys are dropping like flies like we saw last year, then you just start shutting down guys and this thing goes off the rails and you have another horrible season. And if that happens, I think more likely you're looking at trading guys like Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, and just completely hitting the reset button and doing a new rebuild in that situation. So only if they're very close could I see them moving on from Stafford for a guy like Kirk Cousins. But the Niners offense around whatever quarterback they end up starting is so good and so talented that I think whoever's throwing the ball, any of us three could probably throw the ball and make that Niners a playoff team.
Whoa. Michael Duarte, NBCLA. Ben will fight you over his love for Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy's an A-plus quarterback.
Yeah, Michael just stays silent. Yeah.
Look. There was a reason why he was Mr. Irrelevant from the beginning, but to me, he was a great game manager. He didn't take risks. He didn't create turnovers. I liked what he did, but you can't go wrong when you have that talent around you. Like put Brock Purdy with the Rams offensive line and that situation like Baker Mayfield had to inherit last year, and you're not talking about Brock Purdy like that. And so the situation these guys are in is what all that matters. And so if Trey Lance can stay health right, he gives you something Brock Purdy doesn't do. Sam Darnold's a little bit of both. He's like a Ben Roethlisberger B, like a JV version of Ben Roethlisberger. So you got a lot of options with the Niners, but there's just so much talent around them. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Another heated matchup that we may see happen before the NFL season starts. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, cage match. Who do you got your money on there, Michael?
Yeah, I've been actually really excited about it until I saw that headline that Elon Musk's mom is canceling the fight. That was one angle I didn't see happening. Mommy coming in to say my son can't, my 50-year-old plus son can't fight was not how I thought this thing would end. But
doesn't want to get hurt.
Elon Musk definitely has the weight and the size and the height advantage, which obviously in fights is crucial. But to me, when you are MMA trained like Mark Zuckerberg, actually competing in martial arts tournaments and winning those tournaments, by the way, I would have to give it to that, because knowing how to punch, kick, and these things, the right spot to a guy like Elon Musk, he'll fall regardless of the size. So my money would be on Zuck.
I feel like
we're watching this hypothetical fight.
I feel like that's the consensus. Everybody's going with the guy who's trained to fight is going to take down Elon Musk, even though he's 100 pounds heavier than him. Have you heard anything if they're going to be wearing like headgear, or is this going to be a real fight?
Yeah, I heard if it was to actually be sanctioned or happen, they would be wearing headgear, similar to the celebrity boxing matches we saw. Yeah, I know that's disappointing, but I think they are.
Even when I watch Michael.
I know. Even when I watched Zuckerberg in his tournaments, he was wearing headgear. So I think the headgear thing would be inevitable. What I think should happen is, do this WWE style, like a Hell in a Cell with no rules. Allow them to bring their own tech into the cage, and then let's see whose brains and brawn can win a fight like this. That, to me, would be even cooler and better.
You have absolutely nailed it.
Like a ray gun coming to the studio, the Tesla gun,
a battle.
If Elon brings out the flamethrower that he was selling when Tesla was starting up, or he has robots in front of him that Zuck has to take down before even getting to Elon. But Zuck has, the alternate reality headset on, and is also throwing stuff at him. I think this whole thing would be very cool.
You know what? I totally agree. Zuckerberg in like that robot forklift from Aliens. Come on.
Exactly.
I'm complete. What? You don't know what I'm talking about?
He's kind of like an Avatar. In Avatar, like the bodies they go in,
Yeah. It's
the
just
giant
a giant
robot. Yeah, exactly.
Michael Duarte, you know your stuff, man. NBCLA, talking Rams, talking Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, and robots. We love it all. Thanks for the time, man.
Hey, I'm like a Swiss Army knife. I cover everything, you know. I'm multifaceted. We got it. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Michael.
And Michael's in the LA area. He should go kick Rich's ass.
Yeah, he should. I didn't mention that. He should have gone over to the villa and hung out.
To the villa that Rich is quote unquote stuck
in. Yeah, he's absolutely stuck in. Hey, there's another heated debate.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna hijack this.
Oh, why?
Because we have some crazy NFL news on the other side.
What? Oh, so, breaking news.
Not breaking, but crazy.
Crazy NFL news brought to you by Ben Fletcher coming up next. Mm, mm. I don't think that happened.
He did not.
He did not make that happen. We are trying to lure Marty Caswell in here at 8:00 to chat a little Padres.
You ready for the coolest thing that happened yesterday in sports?
I'm ready for the coolest thing ever. Actually, I'm also ready to tell you that San Diego Sports 760 has chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. Just listen for the keyword, then enter it at sportssd.com.
That would really be cool for anybody for that to happen. Too.
$1,000?
$1,000 would be sweet.
Here's $1,000 bill.
I would love to do that for somebody.
Yes.
Listen for that keyword.
Yes.
But the coolest thing that happened in sports yesterday.
Okay.
Do you know who Taylor Lewan is?
I do not.
Taylor Lewan played offensive line for the Titans for quite a while.
Oh, I do know.
He has that podcast, Bussin' with the Boys.
Yes, I do know that. Yes.
Really popular podcast. So yesterday he hosted his second annual Beer Olympics, which there was a handful of NFL guys, like George Kittle was there. Obviously Taylor was there. DeForest Buckner was there. But then he also invited like comedians and podcasters.
Okay.
And so Bert Kreischer, who's the machine, the guy who always takes his shirt off.
Right.
He was there. Shane Gillis was there. Like a huge group of people. It looked like the most fun one could possibly have.
Wait, this is the huge sports news you had?
Yes. Like the videos that were coming out of this place were incredible. And it got me thinking, man, we got to do a Big Rich, TD, and Fletch Beer Olympics.
Can we do that?
I don't know. Maybe with just the people in this building.
Yeah.
Like I want to see Papani try to chug a beer.
I mean, yeah, I'm totally in on that.
And no matter
Maybe
what,
we
LaDonna
get
Harvey's
celebs.
my teammate.
We get LaDonna's your teammate?
Mhm.
Oh, you win. It's over with.
I think so.
I mean, there's no contest.
But
well, I don't know.
Or even just
Wait.
like our station, like get us and Marty and Darren and John and Jim and Brent and what's his face on the Noon to 3 show, their producer. I never remember that guy's name.
What?
J-Riff.
Oh, I was like, what are we talking about right now? What if LaDonna and Rich teamed up?
They would beat everybody. It
Wouldn't even be close.
But the videos that came out of this, man, were so hysterical. George Kittle and DeForest Buckner ended up winning the whole thing. Like they had a full trophy. Like it was awesome, dude.
We were talking with Michael Duarte from NBCLA about the Rams last segment, and on the text line from the 386, way to bring up the 49ers, Ben.
You're welcome.
It happened.
It was a Rams question. The question was, are they going to move off of Matthew Stafford after next year? Because of the example that Mike Florio brought to the table of the bidding war that is potential between Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan to get Kirk Cousins.
I got it. I understood it. I'm just saying.
You're just accusing me of stuff. It's called context. You ever heard of it?
You somehow went from the Rams to but how do you guys feel to be in the same division as the 49ers?
He brought them up first by saying the 49ers were definitely going to win the division.
He did. That is very true. That did happen.
It.
Which is also very likely. Coming up here next hour, a lot going on. Eric Williams, he covers the NFC West for Fox Sports. We're going to talk to him about the Seahawks. Kevin Acey, our best friend in the whole wide world, and
Marty
Padres
Caswell.
Insider. Exactly that as well. We are going to do everything we can to get Marty in here because we're going to get her fired up about the Padres. So far, she said, I don't want to talk about the Padres. And then she walked out.
What do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? I don't want to talk about the Padres.
I haven't had my coffee.
Right. So, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. All coming up next here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
This update is presented by the Jim Betrayal Real Estate Team. Padres' woes continue. They lose 9-4 to the Pirates yesterday in Pittsburgh. Yu Darvish scratched from the start due to illness. Reese Kinnear started in his place. At the same time as all that was happening, Steven Wilson gets put on the 15-day IL. He's been part of that A team out of the bullpen. In spite of jumping out to a 3-0 lead, Padres immediately give that back. They eventually fall. 2 more against the Pirates before they head to Cincinnati to take on the Reds over the weekend. Elsewhere in the NL West, Giants shut out the Blue Jays with a 3-0 win. Dodgers beat the Rockies 5-0. D-backs beat the Rays 8-4. Shohei Ohtani. If we mentioned Shohei, Marty might come on. He does it again for the Angels. 10 strikeouts on the mound, 2 homers at the plate. Angels take down the White Sox 4-2. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Betrayal has the buyers. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Make them say,
You got a little rosy on that one.
I felt like I ran out of breath on that one.
Rich does that every day.
Yeah.
Like
multiple times a day. Multiple times a day. I felt a little more like a rock star, though, when I'm in here screaming in studio, which is very, very fun. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Welcome in on a Wednesday, 8 o'clock. We are doing it. We're doing the thing, and we're doing it well without Rich, who is stuck at a villa after a wedding last night. He texted us late last night. He's like, look, boys, I don't think I'm going to make it. So you're going to have to go alone, go without me. And we will push forward. But Rich will be back tomorrow. And we got a little mustache. You a question. I think we have Paramore tickets again tomorrow. So be listening for that. And then Bar Cart Friday, long ball coming in.
Dude, we met with long ball yesterday.
Ah.
There's a lot of really exciting things coming up with Big Rich, TD, and Fletch and
indeed.
long ball.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of opportunities for you, the listener, to do something very special with us, the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and long ball. I can't wait to announce all this stuff, man. It's going to be a really exciting partnership here. Exactly.
You were following exactly where I was headed there. It's going to be super fun. So keep listening for that. Also, our friends over at the Blind Burrow, they're in the finals of a San Diego magazine poll for the best game day experience. Now, we have gone out there multiple times on game day. Machetes. Just that.
Remember that taco smorgasbord they gave us?
It was like a flight of tacos. They just kept coming. It was awesome.
Last week I had their calamari when I was out there.
Okay, all right.
It's nothing to sleep on.
No,
I'll tell you what. You call it an appetizer. That's a full meal, baby.
It's nothing to sleep on. So are the nachos. You better have friends, man.
Yeah.
You better have friends. You order the nachos at the Blind Burrow. Best game day experience? Yep. Yeah, easily. Check that box. The link, if you want to find it, is on our Twitter.
No, it is not, but it will be.
It will be on our Twitter. But it's San Diego Magazine. So just Google San Diego Magazine poll, best game day experience. You'll find it there. Vote for the Blind Burrow. I mean, come on. It's the place is beautiful. It's literally steps away from Petco Park. So when you hear the crowd cheering at Petco Park, you can hear it from the Blind Burrow, unless you can hear it over the crowd that is at the Blind Burrow.
The link is on our Twitter.
Place to be. Links on the Twitter.
At Big Rich TD Fletch.
There it is. So go check it out. Make sure you vote for them.
Also, follow, subscribe on YouTube at Big Rich TD Fletch. Just type us in. You'll find us. We're streaming there live every morning now, 6 to 9 a.m. And we're going to start doing some other stuff also after the show, maybe, potentially.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Marty Caswell is hopefully going to grace an appearance on Big Rich TD Fletch right now.
Oh, is she?
I hope so.
I keep looking out the window.
I told her we could talk about Ohtani.
And what'd she say?
She just laughed.
What?
Which I don't feel great about.
Why did she want to talk about Ohtani?
She loves Ohtani, dude.
No,
Ohtani's like her favorite baseball player.
So we've got to talk about Ohtani instead of what?
Well,
no, favorite.
You butter her up with a couple Ohtani questions, and then you get into the Manny Machado of it all.
Man, Manny Machado, who spoke to Kevin Acee briefly after the game yesterday,
I don't think he spoke much.
Well, no, I think he said, what? I don't have 4 words. I don't have time.
Marty!
I don't have time. Marty Caswell in studio, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing? What Oh, let me turn my camera to Marty. Here we go. No. Why are you? Okay, hang on. I'm turning the camera back.
Yeah, Travis,
There,
you idiot.
yeah, I'm so dumb. Wow, hang on. We got to turn the mic on. There we go.
I've only been in radio for 20 years.
It's
I haven't learned how to push a button
It's
yet.
Morning,
different.
Marty.
It's different in the morning.
How was your
different.
coffee?
Mornings. I just haven't had it. I've only had like 2 cups, so I
What?
need more.
You want to talk about Ohtani?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Yeah.
What are you guys talking about today?
Not the Padres.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean, why would we talk about them?
I don't even know what to say. We're at the halfway point, and it's just what a disaster. All I know is, and we talked about this yesterday on Darren's show, like Steve Cohen announced on Twitter, the owner of the Mets, that he's holding a press conference today, and he will have all the answers. It's coming straight from him. And then yesterday, Billy Epler, who's the Mets GM, he held an impromptu press conference in the Mets dugout. So what I want to know is, when does Preller and Seiler, when do they have their dueling press conferences?
Do we even know where they are? I feel like it's been a while since we've seen them even on like a TV broadcast, where they'll find
on a TV broadcast.
Like, like they'll find AJ in the stands or they'll find Peter in the stands somewhere. I feel like I haven't seen that in a while either.
I think listen, the draft is what, a couple weeks ago. I know you guys are big on the baseball draft.
Huge.
Huge. I can't
huge.
wait for Ornberger to have his rankings, right?
Break that down.
Yeah, break it all down. But I would imagine that Preller is probably out scouting right now, doing his thing, watching Ethan Salas, at Elsinore, doing things like that.
Yeah.
I've seen him around a couple different times. Usually we don't see him on the field though. It wouldn't surprise me if he's there. We just don't see him. Seidler, I don't know. I've seen his car at the facility, but I have no idea if that means he's actually at the games.
Right. Is there a reason? Well, is the reason why there's not a big press conference here in San Diego is because they don't have the answers?
I don't know. I don't know that you have a press conference to say, you know what, I have the answers. Norm, I know Peter, in spring training, he wanted to go ahead and, keep things in the down low and stay away, let the team go ahead and do its thing. And now we see what's happening. The reason why I think it's important is because we've asked these players. I mean, we go in the post game all the time. We ask Tatis, what's going on? Machado, what's going on? Soto, Bogarts. No one has the answers. No one has the answers for the early portion of the season. It was like, oh, it's early.
Right.
It's going to come. Guess what? We're at the halfway point, and it's still no one has any answers.
Yeah.
You ask Bob Melvin, no answers. So you come to a point, man, you want to hear from the decision makers, which is AJ Preller and Peter Seidler.
Well, and AJ's is warming up right now. There's no doubt about it. So I would like to hear from him, preferably with a 15-minute interview on Marty Caswell Time TV on YouTube.
TV,
right?
yeah.
That would be great. Marty, last night Ohtani, 10 strikeouts, 2 home runs.
You mean the greatest player in the history of baseball?
Wow.
Like the greatest player.
Sure.
You know what?
Wow.
I used to collect baseball plays. I used to be this big nerd. And I am now putting away all my Babe Ruth collectibles because he's not even in the same stratosphere as what Ohtani
Yeah,
is doing
screw
now.
that guy.
Oh my
Babe Ruth
gosh.
sucks.
Who?
But no, but next
Kidding me,
week,
Marty.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Wow.
Angels are in San Diego next week.
They are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I believe Ohtani is scheduled to pitch, or
Okay.
he would be pitching on Monday. Now things can change. You never know with that guy. You just don't know. I mean, if anyone gets leeway, it's going to be Ohtani. I know he left yesterday with the split fingernail precautionary. Then he hit a home run. He left as pitcher. Excuse me. He was still in the game as
After
DH,
10 strikeouts.
and then he homered. It's just what he is doing is. It's so stupid. And if I don't see more of his games, I will regret this the rest of my sports
Do you
life.
know some of our texters are saying trying to figure out what day he's actually going to pitch?
We think, but
Petco?
it could change. I think it's Monday.
Right,
Okay.
it could change, but they're saying because they actually want to see a good baseball player at Petco Park with their season tickets.
I don't know, man. I just
This is rough. And did you
That's
see what Manny said to
rough.
Kevin last night?
that he didn't have time.
Right, we got Kevin coming up, but when you first saw that, what was your takeaway?
Well, at least he was available because when we waited for him on Sunday,
he wasn't
was
available.
not available. We didn't see.
He
him.
wasn't available
So
last night.
You
either.
want no? Listen. I get it, but if you were to call yourself, if you're a leader of the team, and you are Padre fans call him the captain of the team, that is when you make yourself accountable. It's you make yourself available. Okay, Tatis is pretty much always available. Xander Bogaerts pretty much always available. Okay, those are you need to hear from. You want Manny Machado. He is literally to me the biggest difference from what has gone wrong from last season. You can point to everybody else. Jake Cronenworth is not considered an elite player. We're not talking about his Hall of Fame trajectory. We're talking about that with Manny Machado. That is the guy you need to hear from. Period.
We got Kevin coming up in about 15 minutes. What's the first question we should ask him?
Oh, dude.
No words.
Why
I don't have time.
You know what? Where did Manny have to go?
Yeah.
I mean,
wait,
listen.
yeah.
I understand.
Right.
Listen, I
What
understand.
did-
I
yeah.
understand. Pittsburgh on a Tuesday night is hopping.
Mhm. Yeah.
Where did Manny Machado have to go that he didn't have time? Now, did he just not have time for Kevin,
Yeah.
or did he just not have
Yeah.
time for anybody?
Look, and as the captain, as the leader, have a few just predetermined sentences ready to rock and roll. I mean, all you got to do is throw out just a couple lines and then walk away from that.
Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. I
You
know
don't want to say
you
hi
don't
to
have
your
time
buddy
either.
Eric Williams?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Eric.
Yeah, Eric Williams coming up
I'll
next.
say-
We're switching gears
Is he
over
on
to
right
NFL.
now? What are you guys talking about?
Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Well, yeah, we're checking in all around the
Okay, you guys
we're
do know, like,
preseason check-in.
Preseason check-in. You guys do realize that mandatory mini camps are all over. Like right now, we're this is break time for the NFL.
Oh yeah,
This is like this is the most dreaded time of year for NFL executives because this is when their players get in trouble.
we have no problems
You're
talking
doing
NFL.
Preseason.
Yeah,
We talk NFL all the
Dude,
time,
it's
Marty.
like it's
In
what
fact,
they-
we're talking NFL right now with our buddy Eric
Yeah, we
Williams,
got-
who's now with Fox Sports. He's covering the NFC West.
Love
Eric, what's
Eric
going on?
Williams.
We also have Marty here.
Oh, I'm Eric. I'm gonna say hi. I'm bouncing. Goodbye.
Hey, Marty.
Bye, Eric.
Oh,
It's the most
Yeah.
Marty Castle interaction
Bye.
you'll ever have.
Good to hear your voice, Marty.
Yeah, she's waving by. She's
And
waving
she's
by
gone.
as she's unplugging headphones. Yeah, Eric. Hey man, appreciate you being here today. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're getting a little flack from Marty, who's going, "You're talking NFL right now?" Yeah, hell yeah, we're talking NFL. We got to check in around the league here to see what's going on. We wanted to take a little spotlight of the NFC West and the Seahawks. I mean, Geno Smith, is he the answer still? Does that continue on?
Well, he certainly was the answer last year. You know, went to the Pro Bowl, took that team to the playoffs, which was certainly a surprise. You know, after moving on from Russell Wilson. In a weird way, I feel like Seattle actually has the most stable quarterback position in the NFC West. You know, Geno played every game last year. No other quarterback in the NFC West did that. You look at the other teams, you know, Matthew Stafford's coming off an injury, season-ending injury. Same with Brock Purdy. Same with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's not going to be ready to start the season. So if you look at the Seahawks quarterback situation with Geno and Drew Lock, who comes back, they probably have the most stability of any team in the NFC West. So I think you start there. They added some weapons on offense through the draft with Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then Zach Charbonnet. So they're better at running back, they're better at receiver, and they're already pretty good with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett at receiver, and then obviously what Ken Walker did as a rookie last year. So they should be more explosive on offense. They're pretty good up front. They got those two bookend tackles in the draft last year, Charles Cross and Abe Lucas. They added some pieces in free agency up front. Evan Brown potentially could be their starter at center. So I think they'll be solid in terms of being able to protect Geno and then also create explosive plays in the run game. But really what this team needed was to get better on the defensive side of the football. You know, they gave up 150 rushing yards a game last year. That was number 30 in the league. A lot of explosive plays. So I think really the key on defense was getting Bobby Wagner back, a guy that's going to be a leader on that defense, a guy that's a tackling machine up front. Bobby doesn't run like he used to. Obviously, he's 32 years old, but he was the best defensive player for the Rams last year. You know, obviously Aaron Donald was hurt, but he won their defensive MVP on that team. And I think he's going to improve their ability to stop the run. They made some moves in free agency. They bring in Draymond Jones from Denver. They bring back Jaron Reed, so they should be better up front defensively. And then they had Julian Love in the back end, who I like because of his versatility from the New York Giants. And it kind of protects them if they don't get Jamal Adams back from a leg injury. So they should be better on offense and defense. They're good on special teams. They have Myers, San Diego's own, played at Mater Dei, one of the best kickers in the league. Have a pretty good punter in Dixon. So I just think, you know, can they stop San Francisco's ability to create explosive plays? You know, I still give San Francisco the edge because they have so many elite players on offense and defense. But I think, you know, the Seahawks could be right there with them.
You know what? Just looking back at the quarterback position for just a moment, Chris Donovan of the 12th Man Rising, he wrote an article and he said that Drew Lock, the backup QB there, could still be Seattle's long-term answer. Do you see Drew Lock stepping in and starting here?
Anything can happen. I mean, I know they were competing for the starting job last year, and I know a lot of the personnel that brought him in liked his upside, like his size, speed, the way that he throws it, and he might have been the guy had he not got COVID and had a real true opportunity to compete, but he got sick. Didn't get a chance to get the snaps that Geno did, and Geno went out there and balled out. Geno's on a 3-year, $75 million deal. They could get out of it after the first year though. And Drew's younger, so I guess it's possible. But the guys in the locker room really like Geno and rally around him, and I know that kind of the organization that means a lot to them in terms of the relationships that you build in there. Obviously, production matters as well, but right now I feel like it's Geno's job to lose.
Eric, what's wild about the Seahawks, especially last year, was they kind of successfully skipped a rebuild. I mean, I think with moving on from Russell Wilson, getting the pieces they got back, it was kind of expected to be maybe a down year where they might have been really active at the trade deadline. Who knows? But Geno Smith coming out and performing the way he did, I think they successfully skipped a rebuild. So where does that leave them now? Like for the next few years, like you think there's a window here with the Rams maybe being a little down, the Cardinals definitely being down. Like, they're not gunning for the division necessarily with the 49ers being where they are, but they probably see a window here over the next 3 years with Geno of trying to make the playoffs and making a run.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. I think their approach since, John Schneider and Pete Carroll have been there has always been to go out and compete and try to win it every year. And so, a lot of people last year, including myself, I didn't think they were going to be in the playoffs. I thought they would be better than maybe people projected them. I thought they'd win 7 games, but certainly didn't see them, sneaking into the playoffs and having the season they did. So I think from their perspective, they like where they're at in terms of their roster. They're younger. They have some ascending pieces. Talk about Tariq Woolen at cornerback is a young player that's going to be there for a long time for them. They draft Devin Witherspoon, who's a great fit for Pete and the culture. He is going to make a lot of plays for them. So they're building around younger guys and younger talent. And, I don't know if the window is this year, but I certainly think in the next couple of years, they're going to be able to make a deep playoff run. Now, is Geno going to be the guy that's quarterback? I don't know. I mean, he's 32 years old. Can he replicate what he did last year? That's, remains to be seen. But people that I talked to within the organization have a lot of confidence that he can do that.
We're talking with Eric Williams. He covers the NFC West for Fox Sports. Eric, Shelby Harris, he is a free agent right now. You talked about the Seahawks defense. Should they re-sign him?
Maybe. I mean, it's certainly a possibility, that they need help on the defensive side of the football up front. They haven't really got that nose tackle to kind of control things that they had early on. Brandon Mebane was kind of that guy during the first few years of that team and when they went to the Super Bowl. And they'd never really got a guy of his stature to come in and kind of control what's happening up front. I don't think Harris is that guy, but he certainly would be a rotational guy that they can work in. But a lot, at this time of year depends on money. Usually guys like Shelby Harris, they might want to wait, to see what happens in training camp, see who gets hurt and their value, increases. And then maybe, they wait until after week 1, when you pay veterans like that on a week-to-week basis, that might make a little bit more sense for Seattle.
Rashad Penny, he's not a Seahawk anymore, but when you saw what he was able to do last year and when he was healthy, and like we've seen his numbers over the years, like when he's healthy, I mean, it's well over 5 yards per carry. He runs off stretches of dominant weeks back to back. What can he do moving forward in his career? Going with a little more of a San Diego angle, but what can he do moving forward with the talent that he has?
Well, Philly's a great spot for him. I mean, that's a place where running backs thrive because of the system that's in place. And whenever you're playing with a quarterback of the talent that Hurts has and his ability to run the football, you're going to have open space. And so he's in a good position schematically in terms of personnel and all that. A team that's going to be able to win that division and potentially get back to Super Bowl. Obviously, for him, it's health. He has to stay healthy. He hasn't been able to do that so far, unfortunately, in his NFL career because, like you said, once he is healthy, he's productive. So hopefully in the off season, he healed up and he's done all the proactive things that he can do so that he can go and perform. I think it also helps too in that situation that they have 3 or 4 guys that can run the rock there, so he's not going to have to tote it, 300 times in that system.
Had he stayed healthy last year, do you think it would have been his starting job the whole way, or were they always going to move on to Kenneth?
I think Ken would have played. He wouldn't have played as much as he played, but I think Pete wants a two back rotation in that system. He doesn't necessarily want a workhorse back. I know that when they had the most success in that system, they had Marshawn, but I think he likes rolling two guys in there. So yeah, I think that he would have been the main guy, and Ken probably would have played more of a complementary role in that offense to start.
Eric, you talked about the 49ers probably winning the NFC West, Seattle
Mhm.
probably looking for the wild card spot there. Do the Rams have any play at all? Do you see them being any better than the Seahawks?
No, I don't see that happening. They got too many young guys. I will say this: I have a lot of respect for Sean McVay as a head coach, and I do think they're going to be better than maybe people are projecting them. I think they're projecting them maybe at 5 wins. I see them, 7 or 8 wins, and the reason I say that again is just because of the dearth of talent that's on that roster. A lot of guys have to play to their potential for them to even, reach 7 games, in my opinion. And I have questions about Matthew staying healthy, coming off the bruised spinal cord injury. There was people wondering around the league whether or not he was going to play this coming year. Obviously, he had some financial considerations, to get back on the field because of the amount of money he's going to make, and so you understand that. But I just feel like there's a lot of things that have to go right. A lot of young guys have to come in and play well for them to win on a weekly basis. They have to figure out a way to protect Matthew. That's the number one key, and I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Edub, we miss you in San Diego, man. Glad you're killing it now with foxsports.com. Go check out Eric's work there. Excellent writer, always has been. We appreciate you, brother.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Have a good morning.
You too.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't think he's wrong. I think Seattle's probably in that number 2 spot,
Yeah,
at
I don't
least
think he's
right now.
wrong. I think the Niners are going to dominate the division
Yeah.
for the next decade, probably.
Somehow all roads lead back to that, don't
He
they?
covers the NFC West. The 49ers are the prohibitive favorite in the NFC West.
No, I understand that. It's just we weren't discussing the Niners
That's
yet.
okay.
Somehow you were able to
know.
steer that ship.
Again, I didn't bring it up first.
What you
I
did
might
that
have.
time, though. You did. You definitely did
All
that.
right, we got a
time.
break. We got Kevin,
We do. Yes,
our best friend in the whole wide world.
Our best friend in the whole wide world, who tried to speak to Manny yesterday after the game, and Manny shunned him. He didn't have time. We're gonna find out what Manny had to do and what he needed time for. It may have been that. We may have been that. The text line has been lighting up all morning about it. But Kevin Acee, our best friend in the whole wide world, our Padres insider, will join us next. Coming up next, our best friend in the whole wide world, Padres insider Kevin Acee, joins us next.
This update presented by the Jim Patrol Real Estate Team. Padres, their woes continue. They lose 9-4 to the Pirates yesterday in Pittsburgh. Yu Darvish scratched from the lineup due to illness. Reese Kinnear started in his place. Steven Wilson down to the 15-day IL. Padres did get out to a 3-0 lead. They would immediately give that lead back, eventually fall. 2 more against the Pirates before they head to Cincy to take on the Reds over the weekend. Elsewhere in the NL West yesterday, Giants shut out the Blue Jays with a 3-0 win. Dodgers beat the Rockies 5-0. D-backs beat the Rays 8-4. Shohei Ohtani last night, fantastic for the Angels. 10 strikeouts on the mound, 2 home runs at the plate. Angels beat the White Sox 4-2. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Patrol has the buyers. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000. Kevin Acee coming up next.
Have there been new developments with San Diego State in the Mountain West? Not that I've heard of yet, but it could happen before 3 o'clock. So you'll want to tune in there. There could be something that comes up. Man, we have been diving into the Padres all day long. We have been trying to figure out what the problem is, where could the fix be, and we've always come up a little bit short here. But it's been a very frustrating season. It's been a very disappointing season thus far. It shouldn't be this way. We didn't expect it to be this way. In fact, we expected it to be absolutely fantastic. And did we lose Kevin?
No, we did not lose Kevin. Kevin is jumping over to the stream.
Wow, we're going
because he loves us.
Wow, he's gonna jump on the stream. We're gonna get to see him live again. Is he he's out in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he's in Pittsburgh. So I'm sure he's at the Marriott over there. I wonder what artwork he has behind his wall today.
This is one of the most pressing questions we get of what is the artwork behind Kevin Acee today.
So if you'd like to watch the Kevin Acee interview instead of listen to it, head on over to YouTube, Big Rich TD Fletch, subscribe, like, all the things. We're posting up there every single day now, and we are live there right now. But Kevin going to be joining the show in just a second. I can't wait to ask him about Manny Machado.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and I see him here. I see thumbs up on the screen, and there he is, our Padres insider from the Union Tribune, Kevin Acee, joining us. How are you, Kevin?
I mean, usually you get a little backstage.
I've got no
time.
audio. Oh, there we go.
Oh, geez, hold on.
I got you.
No, you're good.
We
That was you guys. Oh,
yeah, it was us. Yeah, we're
It's always me. I'm an idiot and I'm old. At least now I have the old excuse. Yeah. Hey, that was no backstage time at all. Like I could have been like in the nude or something. Like that was like there I am and now I'm on the air. That could have been, kind of a thrill.
We were hoping you were in the nude. That's why we were going so quick. We were trying to catch you.
So do you want to know Rich's excuse for not being here today, Kev?
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute. Since I'm seeing you, I'm counting 2 and I'm not seeing. I mean, what's up?
So last night at about 8:15, we get a text from Ornberger that says, "Hey guys, I'm stuck in a villa in Palos Verdes. Not going to be able to make the show tomorrow."
I'm confused. Did he go back in time as well, where there was not this capability? I'm in effing Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he was quote unquote stuck in a villa in one of the nicest places in all of California.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's cool. You guys are all friends, and this won't tear you apart or anything.
I don't know. It might.
I mean, this is the kind of thing that, like, I'm pretty sure there's been like some pretty big bands that have been torn up over stuff like this, but don't let that get to you guys.
No way. It's not going to happen. I mean, he may be our Axel, Ben may be our Slash, but I think we'll keep it together. But you're right. I mean, a 90-minute car ride and he's here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways this could be done.
Yeah, definitely. The Padres, man, they weren't supposed to lose that one. And then here we are again. After the game, you meet up with Manny Machado and you try to get a word with him, and he gives you 4 words and says, "I don't have time." I'm assuming it was, "I don't have time, ... I have to go save a baby from a burning building."
Yeah, no, he didn't, he didn't slow down long enough to say that.
Wow.
Which, I struggle with this one because, whatever. That shouldn't be the story most of the time. But there are times when, the $350 million man has to talk. Manny's not asked to talk a lot. This is San Diego. I'm the only one on the road on this trip. They're really, Fernando Tatis Jr. talked. I know that other people would have talked, but while talking to Fernando, the way the timing went, other guys that were dressing left. And so that was it. Manny was a target of mine. He didn't talk on Sunday. On Sunday, he didn't say he wouldn't talk, but Manny's kind of a pro. Manny knows when to stay out of the clubhouse and then when to show up. That happens quite a bit. Manny didn't talk.
Did he? He didn't give any indication as to why he didn't have time, though. There was no follow up at all.
No, there wasn't. I mean, I said, "Come on," and he doesn't break stride. Manny has an incredible talent to act like he didn't hear you.
Perfect.
It's bizarre because
Yeah.
the vibe I get, Kevin, and I could be totally off on this, but I don't think I am. When Peter granted Manny that extension, when they avoided the whole opt-out situation altogether, that kind of felt like Peter was saying, hey, Manny, this is your team. You are the captain of the San Diego Padres. You are the steady hand at the ship when there's other issues in the clubhouse, whether if something, God forbid, were to pop up with Fernando again, bringing in new guys like Xander Bogaerts. It seems like Manny has been tasked by Peter Seidler to really be the leader, and this just doesn't seem like a total leadership move to me.
Yeah, and again, I struggle with that because I'm always I operate under the principle it doesn't matter how you treat the media. Now that's not how all media believe. It's not how all people believe. But it's about how you do on the field. That's most of the time, my opinion is the two things don't have anything to do with each other, but sometimes they do. That's my opinion. If you know what I'm saying. Like sometimes, yes, you're the guy that needs to step up. I have talked to a lot of former players. And sometimes it's them actually making this observation, and they observed that things have changed now. They felt that it was their responsibility to speak to the media and speak to the fans. Things have changed a bit, but there are guys in that clubhouse that do still believe that is a part of their responsibility as guys who make a lot of money, as guys who are playing ostensibly for the fans, but some people don't believe that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the text line been lighting up all morning long, kind of moving off Manny, saying, you know what, he's not a leader. In fact, Maria here on the stream says Manny's not even close to being a leader. She's not surprised of what's happening. I mean, should the Padres be looking down the road here of who steps in as the new leader?
Oh, sure. And I think that's already happened to some extent. You got Xander Bogaerts in there. We'll see what the trajectory that Fernando takes. I mean, he is 24 and he is coming off of what he's coming off of. You just have Joe Musgrove. You got to have your different position, areas. Joe's an incredibly strong leader, especially for a starting pitcher. He tries to really put himself in the place of a hitter, and and he's bold. So there's a lot of moving parts. But look, there's a lot of new, depending on the composition of the roster. I haven't done the last couple weeks, but from day to day, depending on who's up or down, they're 50%, more than 50% of the players in the clubhouse on any given day were not here like 2 years ago. Actually, we're not here like 10 months ago. So,
Right.
there's a lot of, that's just one of the things that it was written about, it was talked about, not a big deal, right? Like, I don't know, shame on me, right? Like, thought they might out talent people and thought they might maybe set some things aside or any issues that might pop up that they would deal with it for the sake of winning. Now, I'm not saying there's like massive issues or anything like that. I'm just saying like, so far they're not winning, right? So the questions have to be asked. That's all.
Before we get to the real juicy stuff, trade deadline, AJ Preller, all that, a couple of bookkeeping things. Steven Wilson, 15-day IL. What do we need to know?
Supposedly he'll be ready to come back before that, but out long enough that they can't just keep him, right? So, it's a 15-day IL for the pitchers. That'll take you right into the All-Star break.
That's part of your A team in the bullpen. That's a tough one. You Darvish, sickness, not going to miss another start, you don't think?
Supposedly going to start Friday, supposedly going to be here today. I don't know if at the ballpark today, but supposedly going to start on Friday.
All right, and then last week when we had you on, you said it was a great quote. They either need to suck or get better. Like, pick one side. What have they done in the 7 days since we've talked to you last?
Don't make me say that. Don't make me say what they've done.
No, I know.
They chose suck.
We know what they have done, but has that moved the needle on what they will do here in the next 30 days? I mean, before the trade deadline.
I think it's moved it a little bit. We talked on Thursday, so they're 1 or 2 and 3. Is that correct? 2 and 4 since then. So yeah, it's moved the needle a little bit, but I don't know what direction we're going here. Now we are talking about Sunday. Sunday is a month from the trade deadline. I believe the trade deadline is late this year. The All-Star break is a time when I think we'll know. Look, they're as flabbergasted as anyone that this is happening, right? I mean, they're probably more flabbergasted. It's a lot easier for the rest from everybody on the outside to be able to go, oh yeah, I'm done. This thing's over. Well, they can't do that, right? I mean, of course they can't, right? And also, like, they're the ones, they know more than the rest of us in terms of like what's happening internally and how close or how far they are, what they feel, but they really believe they have a chance. And so they're not going to be aggressive trying to get better, but they're not going to be, at this point, it's still a flux situation.
He's our best friend in the whole wide world. He says it himself. Lots of text. Yeah, except Rich. Kevin AC joining us right now, our Padres insider. Kevin, I know last night or even tonight, not technically must-win games, but I mean, are they must-win games? And should Snell have started yesterday?
I think that not must win because like that term is its own little thing, right? Like, so this is a have to win, right? Like this is I'm saying yes, but it's not like that must win. Oh no, season's over. But yeah, they really do need to go out and freaking win because they're going to have a real starting pitcher on the mound. And I don't mean that in offense to Reese Kinnear, but you know, they're going to have one of their guys on the mound. And it is easy to make that argument that Blake Snell could have started on 4 days. It is my understanding that he was willing to do so, that they have always, or in the last 2 years, have gone with the six, not 6-man, well, they've tried to, but more like every 6 days whenever possible and decided not to change this up. I'm not sure why that happened.
We know how much you love the MLB draft and how locked in and focused you're going to be on it, Kev, with all the young talent that's coming up. But is that what AJ Preller's doing right now? The question popped up on the Darren Smith show yesterday. Like, when are we going to hear from AJ? When do you think the next time we'll have availability from AJ Preller and or Peter Seidler will be?
Soon. We'll see.
Now, what's your first
that is
question?
what AJ's doing. That is what AJ is doing.
What's your first question for AJ when he does have availability?
Something along the lines of why is this happening, and we'll go from there. It's got to see what he's going to say.
Jim, do you think there'll even be an answer there?
Oftentimes there isn't, or there's a bunch of words that aren't an answer. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure what he is supposed to say at this point. He'll be ever cognizant of what the players will think of his answers, and he, like I said, like they're not going to throw in the towel right now. But this is really, really bad considering what the expectations were. And I generally in life guard against expectations, right? Because that only sets you up for a failure.
Right.
When you start basing, what's happening on what your expectations were of your wife or your friends or your job or whatever. But this is sports. So we're allowed to have expectations, and they spend a lot of money. So we're allowed to have expectations, and that makes this worse. I mean, if you're the Pirates, right? Like the Pirates, they're who we thought they were, or except for last night. But they're who we thought they were. They start out 20-8 or 20-9, whatever it was, and now they've regressed to what you thought, right? What their talent level. Well, the Padres haven't done that, right? Like they started out slow, and we're like, oh yeah, they'll be fine. Well, they haven't. So it's very bizarre.
Wow. Well, that's what we excel at, is keeping everyone's expectations so low here as a show. And I think
live by
we're
that
killing
credo.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I live by that. It took me a while to train my wife on that, but I mean, we are in a much better place. She finally got it through her skull.
One of the hot topics here was what artwork was going to be behind you. Last week, there was a 3D piece of art. Today, it looks like a mirror.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. It's nothing. It's gray walls. I had probably the worst room I've had in a while. Really disappointed. But,
Yeah.
I can't see the river, though.
Place.
The river's nice. No, this is a great
good.
town. Completely underrated. Honestly, Pittsburgh is fantastic.
What kind of food options are there at the ballpark?
Well, there's a lot. At the ballpark, it's pretty decent. It's nothing special. That ballpark is all about the view. It is nothing special at all there, but the view makes it one of the best ballparks in Major League Baseball.
Mark Grant always talks about the pizza. There's this great pizza spot like 2 blocks away from the ballpark. Maybe you and
that's what I
Mudge should go
hear.
get a slice.
Wow,
that's what I hear. I'm not a big pizza guy, but they're definitely, that's what I hear. A lot about potatoes here, a lot of French fries on things. I ordered a salad once, a chicken salad. It came with French fries.
Wow!
On the salad, salad.
That's great. I mean, that's how I want my salad as well.
Oh, I ate it. Oh, it was delicious. It was unbelievable.
That's fantastic. Is there a lot of Heinz around?
A lot of Heinz. Everything's Heinz. There's like a bookstore. There's like everything is Heinz. It's I think it's philanthropic. It's not like there's ketchup on the places. I'm telling you, it's called Heinz.
The Heinz bookstore is also where I like to go reading.
They switched the name of the football field. It's no longer Heinz.
No,
Kevin,
I saw
last baseball question for you before we let you go. Twitter's already made their decision, and we know how reliable that is. But AJ Preller's seat, if you were going to put a temperature gauge on it, what's it at right now?
Well, here's your thing: is that Peter Seidler's the only one to determine that, and Peter thinks differently, obviously. And 2 months ago, everyone thought that was great that Peter thinks differently. So we'll find out. I mean, I would think, and the people inside of baseball that I talk to would think, are like, well, in what world would he be okay? But Peter Seidler is the one who determines that, and he has shown unwavering loyalty to AJ Preller at this point.
Kevin AC, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks for fitting us in out there in Pittsburgh.
Right on. Talk to you guys.
Yeah, right on.
See you,
Yeah,
Kev.
thanks, buddy. Yeah, look, things aren't great. Things are not great, and unless there's some wins. Oh, I forgot about. I love it when the computer doesn't work and then just starts working.
That was a shot in the dark, and it worked, and I'm shocked.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Should I play the mustache song?
Or maybe Kevin's intro?
There was some good stuff there with Kev, man.
Yeah.
That last one, it just makes you wonder, because Peter does think so differently. Like, where is AJ right now? Because I think any other 31 owner in baseball, like if this were to continue for the whole season and this experiment doesn't work out, like there's no chance AJ gets another shot. But with Peter Seidler, things are different.
Yeah. On the stream, Carolyn checking in from Toronto, Canada.
No T,
Toronto, Canada. That's what I said. I put the T in there just so she would comment again. And then Maria on the same text line calls out Carolyn. So I mean, we're making friends here.
Yeah,
we're making friends. It's what
lifelong
we do.
relationships.
Look, I brought up Heinz because apparently there's been a heated debate that I didn't even realize happened. Do you keep it in the fridge or do you not keep it in the fridge?
You keep ketchup in the fridge.
Well, that's what I would say too.
Anyone who doesn't is satanic.
Well, Heinz weighed in on what the real answer is, and we'll tell you what that is coming up next. The cupboard or the fridge? I didn't even know there was a debate. Well, Heinz weighs in on how to properly store your ketchup coming up next. Yeah, I like that little bed music right there. That's a good one. That's a good one. Big Rashidi and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760, doing our thing on a Wednesday. Minus Rich, who is stuck in a villa. In where?
Palos Verdes.
Palos Verdes. Wow. To be
There's
rich.
some really nice golf courses up there.
Yeah, that's a sweet place to be stuck. Hey, I didn't even know this was a debate. I know I've been to houses where I've seen ketchup in a cupboard or on a counter, and I thought, well, that's weird. I mean, that's going to be bad. Apparently, that's where they keep it. Heinz has weighed in on the proper way to store your ketchup. It's in the fridge.
Yeah, duh.
It's in the fridge. Like, look, so Heinz ketchup, they go on Twitter.
Why is this a debate at all?
I don't know. FYI, ketchup goes in the fridge. And then they asked Heinz UK if they did it any different out there. Heinz UK also said, yeah, the correct answer is in the fridge. And then Heinz said, although we're aware many Heinz tomato ketchup fans have been storing their ketchup in the cupboard, we do recommend refrigeration after opening. I mean, why is it a debate? Why is that a debate?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But apparently Pennsylvania, is that where Heinz is from? Is Pennsylvania?
Well, I know for years it was Heinz Field was the football stadium.
Right.
But yeah, I'm assuming that's where it's from. But the bigger debate is butter. Okay. Because Italian households leave butter out all the time.
Yeah, we started doing that about a year ago, and it's very convenient.
Well, it's great because you could just, if you have a piece of toast, you just
real butter, not margarine.
Right.
Real butter. Well, and I mean, that also makes sense, right? It's churned. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, to be quite honest. It's science. That's why butter's supposed to be left out. I really don't know if it is or not. I may be killing myself and I don't realize it. But
there's 90 other things you're doing every day that are a lot worse for you than eating butter that's been left out.
That seems shocking.
Carolyn says, good. Ben is an honorary Canadian, and she spelled honorary super weird, like Mounties.
Oh, she did spell honor. Because I replied back on the text line on the stream that you schooled me on how to say Toronto.
Because it's Toronto.
No T.
Just like how they spell flavor or color. They add extra vowels in there.
Do they say theater instead of the theater?
I don't know.
Theatre.
Canada's a weird spot, dude. It's a really cool spot. It's a weird spot.
Have you been to Canada?
Oh, a lot. My brother lived in Canada for 6 years.
What part of Canada?
He lived just north of Montana in a little town called Lethbridge, which is awesome.
Wow.
I love that place. But it's like 2 hours from Calgary, which is also a pretty cool spot. Canada is awesome. They are a different breed of human being.
Yeah.
Like they just pop open a Coors Light at 6 a.m. and just drink them all day long and then never really seem drunk.
God, I love Canada. I love Canada so much. The top 10 best places to live in the world list came out not too long ago, and Canada had like 4 of the 10 spots.
Everyone is so unbelievably nice. Like we've met Carolyn a few times in person, and like she is a perfect representation of what the Canadian personality is like. Just super sweet, super caring, like loves everything about you, even your flaws.
Total rock star. And we had some rock stars on the show today. Ben, who do we thank?
E-Dub, our boy Eric Williams, was in San Diego for a long time, now covers the NFC West for FoxSports.com. Also, Michael Duarte up in LA with NBC LA. He was talking about the Rams. Kevin Acey, our very best friend in the whole wide world, with no fancy artwork behind him, but that was a good interview. I would highly recommend checking that out, either on the YouTube replay or on the free iHeartRadio app. Thank you, Travis. No, thank you, Rich.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ben. Thanks to John as well. Won himself a pair of tickets to go see Paramore on July 16th at Viejas Arena. We'll do it again tomorrow. Colin Cowherd and the Herd up next.